We're recording. Perfect.
Make sure you're unmuted.
Yes, we are both unmuted. I am looking at the OBS screen. We are good.
I'm just now noticing that the starting soon screen has said Fable the Lost Chapters this whole time.
Has it? It shouldn't have.
Is my thing screwed up?
It shouldn't be.
Yeah, it says Fable the Lost Why does it say Fable the Lost Chapters?
I don't know. I've had my Final Fantasy screen
Wait,
up.
oh, somehow I must have clicked on a video.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
I am the shit lips.
It was you the whole time. So, we're in Stormblood now.
Woo!
I'm having fun so far, but also I feel like I'm being hunted for sport because now I've met Zenos.
Oh, hey. Spoiler alert, that's exactly how he sees you.
Yeah, I know. I know he's playing the most dangerous game. Hello, Secret. I also wonder why that one emoji right there is so weirdly haunting. It looks like a mask for something. And anytime I try to just do a normal smiley face, it just gives me that, and I'm like, that's not what I want to look like. That's not my intent here. Alright. So I'm gonna keep, talking to Rob on here after, like, Zenos just left. And then I ended the last stream. So nothing else has really happened.
Excellent.
Alright. See to the wounded, Bran. If they live, help them. If not, move on. Okay. Oh, there he goes. Quest accepted. Oh, man.
Do.
No, but I should repair my stuff. Oh, here we go.
It's always important.
Oh, Mefred. Yeah, that happened. Mefred lies motionless, having breathed his last. Clenched in his fist is a small charm, which you take for safekeeping. We're just looting bodies now?
I think you're taking that to give to, any loved ones that remain, I guess?
Yeah, either probably, Minago or
as
Lise.
Identification?
I guess. It's just a little funny. Like, there's already someone here, like, looking at his body, and we just, like, walked up and took, like, whatever he was holding. He was already cold when I got to him. What? You okay?
Just laughing.
Oh, okay. It was just a very sudden laugh. Alright. He was already cold when I got to him. There was naught I could do. That charm must have been important. You'd best take it to Conrad.
So you didn't, like, take it, you just took it out of his hand and were looking at it.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Conrad, how you doing? Minago, Mefred, where are you? Well...
Did he have Monago too?
Yeah, he said Monago and Mefrid. Which we have Mefrid's charm. I didn't see where Monago was. Does Harrison the floor feel like a falling hazard? Isn't a hazard to fall on? Yeah. I mean, there was just a battle, like, moments ago, so they haven't had time to clean up. But they probably should at some point. This is... He's dead, isn't he? Yeah. Mefrid was a worrier, always thinking of others before himself. He once had an Imperial patrol chase him nigh on 20 malms, so that his wounded would have time to escape. His comrades loved him for it, of course, though that only made him worry more. Did you know that he sent his men in Quarry Mill away because he thought they were fighting for him and not the cause? Aye, well, he did. The only life he was willing to risk was his own, you see. But that's exactly the kind of man who should be leader. The kind of man who deserves to survive. Not an old fool who's all used up. There's no logic to it, Master Kemp. There never is. Who stands, who falls? In the heat of battle, we can but do our best, as he did. Mefrid we sorely missed, aye, but because of his sacrifice, many now live who otherwise would not, and they need us, now more than ever. Aye, that they do. Forgive me, I had high hopes for him is all. Our defeat was no mere thing. It was total, a humiliation. We were powerless to withstand our enemy's assault. But we cannot afford to dwell on our failure. As Alphino said, it is those who survived whom we must think of now. Relga's reach is no longer safe. The Imperials may have withdrawn, but they could return at any time to finish what they began. We dare not remain here. Those who are not fit to make the journey to Castrum Oriens will need to be taken by chocobo carriage. Agreed? Good. I shall oversee preparations for the carriages. In the meantime, I would have you scour the infirmary for any supplies that might prove useful during the journey.
Conrad.
Forgive me, but it is imperative that I continue preparing medicines for the wounded. If you desire treatment, I must ask that you seek it elsewhere. Oh, I see. In that case, you are free to search the barber and take that which you require. I would not have our people dying en route. I would assist you, but this process demands my undivided attention.
Leon.
Miss, Marshal Tarapin said you might have something for me? Medicine. 12 be praised. This should put the driver's hearts at ease. Tell the Vice Marshal we await his orders.
Ooh.
Y'shtola and the others are safely strapped in. Don't worry, I'll be by her side the entire time. Thank you, Kryl. I'll walk alongside. They'll need protection in case the Garleans try anything. Hang on, you're injured too, aren't you? Shouldn't you be in one of the carriages? I'm not so frail that I can't make the trip on my own. Besides, there's still work to be done here. I'll see you at the wall when it's finished. As you wish, then let us set forth at once. We shall move as quickly as our comrades' health allows. To Castrum Oriens.
Oh boy. Katie, did I lose you?
No, I'm still here.
Oh.
Did I lose you?
You keep I don't know. You kept cutting out on my end.
Oh. I'm not sure if I'm cutting out on the Twitch or not. So I don't know if that's a me thing or it's a me thing. My internet is going a little fucky. So that's why I have the recording. So the recording will still be good. Even as I drop a few frames now and again. And hopefully don't go down to 0 There it goes. It's at 0 kilobits. Okay, we're back.
Oh no.
Alright, I think we're okay. That's why we have the recording.
That is why we have the recording, thank God.
Yeah. Ooh, I get a Heaven's Eye materia. I get 3 Heaven's Eye materias.
Ooh.
Yeah. You saved a good many of my men, and I cannot thank you enough for that. But the fact remains, our forces were decimated, and this state will not be mounting an assault on Castum Velodina or anywhere else. I don't know why I can never read that correctly without, like, slowing down so much.
Yeah, the Garlean names are hard for some reason.
I feel like each new area is going to have new difficult names for me to get each time. Alright, we need to be honest with ourselves about our prospects. But first, we need to put our affairs here in order. Afterwards, I'll join you at Castamorians. Understood. We will go and speak with General Aldian. Pippin has already departed with the wounded, has he? Good. We have completed our search of the Reach in the surrounding area. As far as we can tell, Zenos and his men returned straight away to Specula Imperatoris after quitting this place. It would seem he lost interest in us. Which brings us to the most troubling question of all. Not how he found us, but why he chose to spare our lives having done so. What'd you say?
Zenos gets bored very easily, and he just felt like being a little silly.
He was just being a funny little guy.
He was just being a funny little guy. Gosh.
He was just having a little laugh.
Yeah.
He was just in a silly, goofy mood.
Yeah.
In war, you kill or capture your enemy. You don't leave him to fight another day. Only a fool would turn his back and walk away. But Zenos is no fool. Yeah, he's this funny little guy.
Yeah, he's just a funny little guy.
He's just in a silly, goofy mood.
Just in a silly, goofy mood. Don't worry about it.
Everything's fine. Whatever his motive, this is neither the time nor the place to think on it. I will leave a token force to watch over the Reach. The rest will fall back to Castrum Orient, so we can discuss our path forward there. Alright, back we go. Actually, can I just... Yeah, I can just go there. Nope, not that. Not there. Fuck. There we go. Cool. Oh, cutscene. Kryle is with Y'shtola. She still hasn't woken up, but Kryle says she's through the worst. Given the severity of her wound, we could have hoped for no more. Let us pray she makes a full recovery. We lost a lot of good people, didn't we? I saw it happen, when that Skull's commander cut down Mefrid. A single blow, and that was it. Everything he fought for, all his hopes and dreams for the future, gone in an instant. Do you want to know what the worst part? It wasn't a Garlean who did it. It was an Ala Mhigan. Gods help me if I ever... No, not now. Not while the general's waiting. Oh, Lise. She's having a time. Is this just the Lise has a bad time arc?
Yes.
Oh.
Were it not for the swift actions of the Scions and the Alliance,
Yeah, this one's voiced.
many more would have died. You risked your lives to save ours, and for that we thank you.
There is no need for thanks. We are allies, are we not?
Aye, just so. Let us not dwell on this tragedy, but look to the future.
The future? I'm sorry, General, but there is no future for us. We've lost too many. Gods, I can still see Mefrid with that woman standing over him. They've ripped the heart out of us, General. They've broken us. Our fight is over.
Master Kemp, please.
I'll always hate them with every fiber of my being. For what they took from us then and now. Our homeland, our freedom, our bloody children.
You mean the Skulls? The youths who fight for Zenos?
Grania Lupi, the Black Wolf's legacy and our shame. A unit made up of children born to Ala Mhigo dignitaries who came of age during the occupation. Sons and daughters of Gia Abania, raised to be proud citizens of the Empire, with all the rights and responsibilities that entails. It'd be easy to curse them and call them traitors, but they're our children. Our flesh and blood. If the only way to forge the future we want is to cut down our own, then...
Then what was it all for?
Nago?
What will you say to the families of the fallen? To the mothers, and the widows, and the orphans? Will you tell them it was all for nothing?
Listen to the girl. We dare not suffer our comrades' sacrifices to have been in vain. Now is the time to steel our resolve and press on, painful though it may be.
And when Zenos comes back with his army, what then? This isn't the first time, you know. You'll be hard-pressed to find men brave or stupid enough to face him again.
I still can't believe how strong he was. He humiliated us back there. The Warrior of Light included. God help us if he's next in line to the Garlean throne.
Loath though I am to say it, we should not be surprised. Before succeeding Van Baelsar in Ala Mhigo, Zenos led the Imperial army to Doma, where he crushed the rebellion utterly. As a matter of fact, Doma remains in his charge to this day. Suffice it to say, Varus's heir is a peerless warrior and an accomplished general. The question is, how are we to contend with such a foe? Well, to put it simply, we have one legatus overseeing two provinces a world apart. I say we divide and conquer. We kindle the flames of revolution in Doma once more, thereby forcing Zenos to fight a war on two fronts.
For that, there would need to be someone left to fight on this front by the time you got back. Look, I'll not deny the plan as promised. And I feel for our brothers and sisters in Doma, truly I do. But I fear we lack the strength to see it through.
Have faith in your people, Master Kemp. Them and the Scions. Hold fast, rebuild. And when all is in place, we shall defeat Zenos together.
If you're going to Doma, I'm coming too. I want to help our friends there. And make sure nothing like this ever happens again.
Give us the time we need, and we will give you something far greater.
Very well. For all you have done for us, we will fight on. But be swift, comrades. Ala Mhigo has suffered enough.
Oh, so we're about to go to Doma. Doma time.
Doma, Doma, Doma.
It goes without saying, but the Scions alone have not the strength to topple a provincial government, here or anywhere else. And I'm quite certain the same can be said of the Doman Liberation Front. Nevertheless, we can but go and assess the situation for ourselves and see what can be done. Lest you doubt what good we few can accomplish, I would remind you that my grandfather and his 12 disciples once journeyed to these lands to save Eorzea and her people from certain doom. Brave souls with an impossible task, and Eorzea lives on. Our present mission may not be as monumental in scope, but it is no less important to the multitudes whom we would free from imperial oppression, whom we will free. Boop. Where men go as one, there is life, and where there is life, there is cause to hope. Our grandfather believed that, and so do I. But before we can forge ties with our friends in the Far East, we must first find a way to reach them. Uthred is not exactly over the river and through the woods. I am one step ahead of you, dear sister, or rather, Tataru is. But before we discuss that, there is another issue I wish to address. Much as I would like if... Oh?
Sorry, I just remembered how you get to Kugane.
Oh boy, I'm very excited. Also, we're kind of dropping again. Oh, whoa! I didn't realize that was auto-playing. Okay. I might have missed a line or two while I was looking at what, my internet was doing. Alright.
Oh.
Then I should obviously remain? Very well. Issue addressed. You know, Alphino, it would have been quicker just to ask, and markedly less patronizing. Yes, I suppose, would you be willing to look after Y'shtola and provide support to Arenvald and the others? Yes, Alphino, I would. You see, that wasn't so hard, was it? Enjoy your trip, and don't you dare return with a gift. Oh, I would not dream of it. Right then, sister, Bran, Lise, gather your things. We are for Limsalominsa.
She doesn't even want any dango from...
I would bring Kryle some dango.
Same! I've never tried dango. I'd like to someday.
The hidden truth. Ooh, Aether Curry. Yay, let's go. Don't need to actually listen to this one, but I just have to go talk to a person over here, apparently. Nice. Aha. Boop. Oh, cutscene.
Scene time, whatever can it mean?
It means I'm skipping all the dialogue because I want the Aether Current. That's what it means. Oh,
this one is about, the Garleans are experimenting on people. You're welcome.
Okay, cool, so I can skip all the cutscenes. I'm sorry, is that rude?
Speed run. I can't remember if I played through that quest line all the way through or not, or if I just did one or two of them. But yeah, turns out the Garleans are experimenting on people.
Well.
And the allies are trying to figure out to what end.
I mean, like, are we really surprised?
Not at all.
Yeah, there we go.
I thought you would like to know because that does come up in main story.
Okay, gotcha. I see. Okay, the really big bears are kind of cool in here. Huge fan of just a really big bear.
Is it a duck bear or a platypus bear?
No, it just says bear.
Avatar: The Last Airbender, everyone.
Oh, yeah. Aha! Aether Current. Oh, there's more quest. Okay.
Yeah, that's a quest chain, but only one gives you an Aether Current.
Oh, okay. So I can do the rest of this later.
There's going to be a few that are like that, where it starts off giving you, with a blue quest that gives you an Aetherite, and then it turns out there's more. But...
Yeah, I saw it was like a really big, like, blue quest with like a plus sign on it, and that means it gives you, like, more than that.
Yeah, well, those are unlock quests.
Yeah, exactly. So
And what those usually unlock is the Aether Current. But...
Oh, okay, I see. Hang on, there's little sparklies around here now, because that's the quest. I'm gonna go to Limsa in, like, a minute. I just want to get this done first.
Valid.
Where's the last little...
Don't worry, I am just harvesting until it is time to do your dungeon.
I see. I'm excited to find out what the dungeon is and when I get to do it. I feel like I'll
You'll
be
like it.
less excited when I get to the dungeon. But...
No, I think you'll genuinely enjoy this dungeon, actually.
Oh, good. I don't know where the last clue here is. Am I an idiot?
Oh, I had a hard time finding it too, actually, now that I think about it. It helps if you're an idiot, so am I.
Kin. Alright, cool. We're stupid together, and that's why we made a Twitch channel. You're gonna look at me and you're gonna tell me that I'm wrong? Aha! I see it!
Oh-ho! You found it.
Oh! Okay, I'm gonna head back to Limsa. Boop.
Great news. I'm already in Lenoska.
Wow. Oh, Saber just making biscuits. Is it biscuit time?
Is it biscuit time?
It's biscuit time.
Biscuit time.
Biscuit.
Biscuit time, whatever can it mean?
It means your cat's very calm right now.
Comfy.
Comfy. Alright.
And also that they want some biscuits.
I mean, we all want biscuits.
True.
I like that my next main story quest is lies, damn lies, and pirates.
God, I love this quest.
Oh, excellent. I'm excited. Tataru should be here any moment with our ship's captain. Yeah, Secret, I also love the buildings in Limsa. I love a lot of the architecture in this game. It's very fun.
Oh, this... I love it when a piece of media just makes it so obvious how much love was put into it.
Yeah, honestly.
And it shows in Final Fantasy XIV Online.
Yeah, it really does. Alright, so we're going by sea after all. Is Merlich lending us our pick of the Crimson Fleet? Not exactly. You are right, inasmuch as we will be traveling by sea. Regrettably, it is simply not feasible for an airship to travel such a distance without impossibly large fuel reserves, to say nothing of the inevitability of running afoul of the Empire's aerial defenses. But then it is equally infeasible to sail an Eorzean Alliance vessel halfway around the world without the Empire taking notice. Which leaves us with only one other option. Speak of the devil. Oh, Miss Tataru, I have missed you. Sorry to keep you waiting. May I present to you Captain Carvalane of the Kraken's Arms. Elfman. The Kraken's Arms? Don't tell me you made a deal with pirates. Greetings. I fucking love this already.
Oh, it gets better. It gets better.
Oh, good. Greetings and salutations, Scions. I take it from your comrade's tone that you no longer wish to proceed with our proposed arrangement? Not at all, Captain. Pray forgive my sister her outburst. She has ever been one to speak her mind. I, on the other hand, am the very soul of discretion, as many well-respected personages would attest, from the offices of the Admiral to the high houses of Ishgard.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, listen, man, I know how to keep my mouth shut. But where was I? Oh, yes, the Scions... Look at this face. Look at this little boy face. Would you trust him with your deepest secrets?
No.
Exactly. But where was I? Oh, yes, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn do indeed still wish to employ your services. However, it is important that you are aware of certain extenuating circumstances. He just fades out. He's like, listen, there's a lot of shit going on. And intent on securing passage to the Far East, you came to us, knowing us to be the proud purveyors of said region's finest spices. So he's a pirate doing spice trade? Which you steal from God-fearing merchants out on the high seas. Whatever privateering in the Kraken's Arms may or may not engage in is strictly within the limits of the law, as set forth by our indefatigable keeper of the peace. More to the point, we are pragmatists. I see considerable risk in aiding your cause and negligible profit. Tataru, what are you gonna do?
Don't worry about it. You'll see.
Well, I, for one, think the captain has a point. The five seas can be extremely treacherous, and many a poor, unfortunate soul has come to get grief out there on the waves. I get it. Little Disney reference.
I didn't notice that the first time.
Yeah. Poor unfortunate souls. Why, when we were in Ishgard, I heard the tragical tale of how the heir to the House Durandare vanished at sea. Even now, nearly 20 years later, the poor count remains convinced that his son still lives, and would pay a sultan's ransom for news of his whereabouts.
Tataru voice, I see you, bitch! You're wearing a black tuxedo against a midnight blue sky! And it's sparkling!
Oh my god. I love Tataru so much.
Tataru, I can and will tell your father on you, Carvalane. Do not test me.
Yeah, exactly. Huh.
I told you it got better.
He is wearing midnight blue. Okay. Truly a tragedy for the ages, and a testament to the misfortunes that may befall us should we act without due consideration. But so long as you are prepared to abide the capricious whims of fate, I am willing to oblige you this once. That said, in light of the recent rebellion, I trust you understand that I cannot deliver you to Doma itself. I can take you only as far as Kugane in Hingashi. We will require time to procure sufficient provisions and make ready for departure. I humbly suggest you do the same.
What are we left? What's got you cackling now?
Just the whole scene. He walks away, and Alice and Lise and Bran in the background kind of like all look at each other and like shrug. They're like, "Yep, that's Tataru."
Just yeah. The moral of the story is, don't fuck with Tataru.
Don't fuck with Tataru. I still think they should give her a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Suddenly, all those hours Tataru passed cavorting and capering at the Forgotten Knights seem rather better spent, do they not? I mean, that was already, like, well worth her time there just for what she did in the Heavensward expansion.
Yeah.
But also, this is really, really funny.
Just, like, I do love how, like, every little thing that happens builds up to the next little thing that happens.
Yeah, exactly. That said, I had intended to press the point more obliquely, and there was something disconcerting about the pleasure Tataru took in making Captain Carvalane squirm.
So make me tell your dad on you.
She's like, I have your dad on speed dial! What will we ever do without Tataru? Die, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. I say we should heed the captain's advice and attend to our own preparations while they ready the vessel for departure. Tataru and I will procure the necessary supplies. Alice, I should be grateful if you would use the time to brief Urianger on recent developments. You may also wish to review the relevant safety procedures in the event of an emergency at sea. How very prudent of you. Very well, I shall go and speak with him. What of Bran and Lise? I would like the two of you to return to Revenant's Toll and speak with our Doman allies. I fear we know too little of their homeland, and any information they can provide would be most welcome. When we have completed our respective tasks, we will reconvene here at the ferry docks. Agreed? Sounds like a plan. Let's go, Bran. Okay. Oh, I just have to go to Revenant's Toll. I'm not gonna walk there. Fuck that shit.
Ew.
Ugh, walking.
Ugh. Like some kind of peasant?
Walking's for poor people.
You were there when, I think it was like the first time I was showing Alina, Fate Zero.
Mm-hmm.
And you know the scene where the fire alarm starts going off in, the one dude's apartment building?
Yeah.
And he, like, picks up the phone and he's like, yeah, they wish to evacuate the building. And Alina's like, nobody's cooking in this building. Cooking is for the poor.
Cooking is for the poor. God, Alina's so funny.
Alina's so funny.
Speaking of Alina being funny, check out Journey to Midnight, which is returning to Twitch tomorrow. It's 7 p.m.
Tomorrow.
God, I'm so excited for the return of Journey to Midnight.
Same.
I missed y'all's
Also tomorrow
fun
we're
little
probably
adventures.
finishing Fable the Lost chapters tomorrow.
Yes. I'm very excited for that.
Probably.
I think just to be completely, like, safe, I might go ahead and download Portal to be able to, like, swap over. Alright, but...
So, I don't know if we want to swap over tomorrow, if you want to try that, but...
Maybe. It'll depend on, like, how long we decide to go on finishing Fable.
Yeah.
Because, like, I know there is, like, still probably a lot of, like, side content you could still do. And I
There
don't know
is,
if there's,
but I'm
like,
not sure if I
post-game?
can do it anymore. There's really nothing post-game,
Okay.
if I remember right. Like, they let you keep exploring the world and, like, find all the treasure chests and stuff, but
Okay, that makes sense.
there really isn't much point to continuing the game.
Yeah, fair. But, well, it'll depend on, like, how long it takes to really, like, finish it, and how long our, like,
Yeah.
Fable time slot, how long we really want to go with it.
Gotcha.
But I might either have Portal downloaded, or maybe just be on standby at the ready to put on, like, Cult of the Lamb, or Stardew Valley, or something. If we finish sooner than we expect.
Sounds fun.
Yeah. But for now, we have Final Fantasy. Well, here we are. We'll need to talk to lots of people, so I think we should split up. I'll ask around to the House of Splendors. You take the Rising Stones. I'll meet you hereafter. Got it?
Got it? Good.
Got it? Good.
Alright. Now I must do botany. Or not botany, fishing. I must fish.
Oh, Miss Yigiri. Greetings, Bran. What brings you to the toll this eve? What? You're for Doma? Heavens. You Scions have shown us naught but kindness, but never in my wildest dreams did I imagine you would fight for our homeland. For 25 years we suffered under their tyranny, and then we spied an opportunity. The Emperor, dead, Garlemald in chaos. It seemed the time was right. Beneath our Lord's banners we gathered and fought to reclaim our nation. But when Zenos arrived with the 12th Legion, it was over in an instant. Oh boy. That bodes well. What is it, my friend? You look as though you have something to ask. Well, you see, that you go to join Yugiri and Gosetsu in the fight fills me with such joy. Forgive my exuberance. You require information, yes? We of the Nagai clan have served Doma faithfully for generations. My ancestors held positions within Doma Castle, even. Now it is home to the Imperial Viceroy's witch and her host of men in Magitech. To think what was once the shining symbol of our heritage and the seat of dear Lord Cayenne has become a den for Garlean dogs. You are truly planning to travel to Doma? I do not know what to say. Forgive me, I shall aid you to the best of my ability. Ours is a beautiful land, nestled on the eastern coast of Authard. Along the banks of the One River, our nation thrived, proud and free, until the Garleans came 25 years ago. The river was our lifeblood, free to travel and to fish, but travel was soon restricted, and now the river belongs to none. And we go report back to Miss Lise. Ah, there you are. Learn anything interesting? The older Domans I spoke with tried to teach me all about Far Eastern customs and the importance of formality and politeness. I'd like to think Eorzans can be just as stiff as stuffy as anyone, especially as guardians. But anyway, did you know they eat with sticks? It wasn't all that hard, actually, or at least that's what I thought until they told me I was holding them wrong. And then when I spoke with the younger Domans, they just rolled their eyes and told me it was all a load of stupid old... Huh? Wow, what you learned sounds a lot more useful. Unless someone invites us for dinner, of course. I hope they do.
Did I lose you? It got really quiet for a second there.
Oh no, I'm here. I'm just, the next quest popped up and I was like, ooh, what are the options for armor? And then I realized I have better armor than a lot of the things it's going to give me, so...
No!
Right, no point raiding around here, is there? We should head back to Limsa Lominsa. Alphino said to meet at the ferry docks, I think. Alright, back we go. Hey, I noticed the next quest is called Not Without Incident. Is there gonna be an incident?
Oh.
Me beginning a quest? There better not be an incident in here. Oh, hang on, let me check on my boys really quick before the incident happens. Ooh, I can sell those. Good job. Oh, wow. So mine aren't high quality. You are returned, Bran. I trust you learned much from our Doman friends in Revenant's Toll. I'm eager to hear all, though that can wait until we have left port. We'll have time enough to talk on our journey to Kugane. Our spice trading friends have completed their preparations. Assuming you have completed yours, you may inform the deckhand that we are ready to depart. Board the misery? Oh, this bodes well. This bodes real well. Nothing can go wrong.
Nah. What would go wrong? What could possibly go wrong?
Oh, hey, Ariange's here.
Wells be praised. Full sure was I that I had
Mr. Yuriange.
Oh, this doesn't bode well.
Tell me you haven't come all this way just to see
What do you mean? He's just a buddy.
He's just a friend.
Yeah. Friend.
Nay, my lady. Ere you quit these shores for eastern climes, I wished to share some words of seeming
Do you not want to see your pal, Yuriange?
Yeah, just our buddy, Ariange.
Rise, see crimson embers, darkening skies. Look ye where the sun doth fall. See azure lost amidst the squall.
Well, that sounds suitably foreboding. Another one of your prophecies, I presume?
Of far eastern origin, aye. It is mine earnest hope that this ancient wisdom may serve to guide you on your journey. For what dangers lie in wait for you upon those distant shores are yet beyond my knowing.
A parting gift befitting your roundabout ways. Thank you.
I have more than words for you, my lady.
Oh, new weapon for Alice?
Mage.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Is it for me?
Little lady.
Little lady.
Though undeniably
Big
powerful,
sword.
your ethereal blade taxeth you greatly in the wielding. Not so this rapier, which shall serve you just as well against all but the most formidable foe.
Impressive. It feels as though it's attuned to my ether.
Honest to God, love Yuriange and Alice's relationship.
They're just buds.
Honored guests,
They're so
say your
cute.
farewells, for the moment of our parting draws nigh. A fair wind blows, and I mean to follow it.
It would seem our ship is set to sail. Pray give my regards to Thancred and the others. And take care.
A fine day, is it not? Fair winds and following seas. The Misery is enjoying herself. Nevertheless, it would not do for you to spend the entirety of our voyage above deck. Let me show you to your quarters.
Is it supposed to do that?
Not under normal circumstances.
Captain! You need it on deck! Something queer's afoot. The winds died down, the waters went still, and all of a sudden, we were dragged off course.
Dragged? By what?
Can't rightly say, sir. But some of the lads are muttering about seeing things in the water. Things that shouldn't be there.
Oh, for love. If you will excuse me a moment. Actually, might I persuade you to join me? Loath though I am to admit it, I have a bad feeling about this.
Oh boy. Odd. Most odd. Well, do you have any idea what's going on? No, as the man said, despite the absence of wind and current, the Misery is somehow being pulled off course. Well, why not fire the cerulean engines you have hidden below? An excellent suggestion based on knowledge you should not have. Alas, our engines appear to be malfunctioning for reasons that escape my engineers at present. I'm telling you, Captain, it's them things the lads saw. Things? I don't suppose I could convince you to attempt something more descriptive. An adjective, for example. sea-wolf superstitions and fairy tales, not more. But if you must know, the things which he is so reticent to name are the souls of deceased women said to lure sailors to their deaths. Preposterous! Yes, indeed. If it is neither the sea nor the weather which is responsible, then it's probably a predatory entity of some sort, perhaps a siren or some such. For all we know, it could be a fellow spice trader employing magics to seize and plunder passing vessels. Regardless, we have but one recourse, to let the current take us where it will and deal with whatever we find there. What a thoroughly pragmatic suggestion. Oh, I am beginning to like you, girl. I assure you the feeling is not mutual. Once we arrive at our destination, be it a vessel or an island or something else, Lisa and I will remain with the ship to defend in a case of attack. Bran, I believe you would be the ideal choice to venture forth and deal with the cause of our troubles. Then it is settled. I know not what awaits us, but it will rue the day it reeled us in.
Light really just has to do everything around here, huh?
Yeah. Oh hey, the Siren Song Sea now accessible. Oh hey look, an incident.
Heck yeah.
Do you want to add me to a party, or do you want me to add you to a party? I'm adding you to a party.
Okay, I was gonna say, oh, hang on, give me 2 seconds. You caught me dealing with inventory issues. Come on. Thank you.
Yay, party time.
P-A-R-T. Why? Because I gotta.
Oh hey, my first Stormblood dungeon.
Yeah!
Yay! You're a fisher. I can't apply to the dungeon.
Oh, my bad.
It's okay.
Here, I will Dark Knight this one. How about that?
Good idea. Pocket tank. Let me know when you're ready.
Who's fishing?
Alyssa fishing. She's fishing when we're trying to get into a dungeon.
Oh, man.
Oh, you're.
I know.
Yeah, we're at that part. Oh,
I know.
God,
I'm a horrible friend.
Oh
no, I'm
queue.
ready.
Pocket tank.
Oh, she's tanking?
Yeah. Cool. Dark Knight. How are you?
Oh, good. Sorry, I was looking for the cat.
Where did she go?
She was blending in with the blanket.
She's on a dark blanket.
She make a little. Oh, you make
Little
a little
camouflage.
nasty sound at me.
She just makes little noises at people. That's just how she meows. She kind of screams and gargles a little bit.
She meows so hard she starts gargling.
Yeah, she sounds like a little gargoyle. It's a charm point.
It is a charm point. It's a beast inside this house.
Creature.
It's a creature.
Oh, she's so happy.
Oh, she purred.
She very comfortable.
Oh, I should remember to put on my tank stance, huh?
Yeah, you might need that. Actually, Secret, I think you're right. This is just extreme fishing. You should be able to go in here as a fisher.
Yeah, Siren Song Sea should allow it. I love the new little portrait system.
Yeah, I do like that. It like surprised me the first time I saw it because I just did one dungeon yesterday.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, I need to make my portraits look nice because the default yearbook one is kind of cracking me up.
Yeah.
Alright, have fun. I have to repeat myself.
Have fun.
So yeah, I told you you would find this dungeon amusing.
I do, yeah. This is a good time. Is this all the dungeon and we just stand around and fight everything?
So, no. After
Okay.
this wave, we're gonna jump off the ship for a bit.
Oh! That sounds fun. Okay,
You'll
cool. Zooming
see.
out all the way helped a lot. Sorry, I
Hey,
keep
do me a favor.
hiccuping.
Take out that one that Alice and Lisa are
Oh,
fighting.
yeah. There we go. I helped.
Thank you. I've forgotten how many times I've unsynced this. That doing it synced just feels almost like a cheese grater.
A cheese grater?
A cheese grater.
What do you mean?
Oh, imagine running a cheese grater over your head.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah! That's how I feel about that's how I feel about sinking dungeons.
Aww.
And yet I still do it for the experience. However,
did one of our other players just pull a bunch of enemies back to you?
I don't think so, but they
Okay.
might have.
I just saw, like, our other DPS, like, run back to where all of us are with a bunch of folks. That's why the giant scorpion's here. Also, I did just look at our list of players in here. Our other DPS is a ninja named Little Shrimp.
Hang on, screenshotting. I need Nikki to know about Little Shrimp.
Yeah. They're just going.
Time.
Mini boss time. Oh hey, everyone be my friend. Thank you.
Joke's on you, I was already your friend.
Oh, fuck.
Ooh.
Hey, everyone be my friend again.
Ooh.
Yay, friendship.
We're almost done. Come here.
Yeah, we're almost out of here. Well, out of this mini boss fight. And there we go. Nice.
The gear in this dungeon is very cute too, and it's dyeable.
Ooh.
Very important.
Alright, well, first drop is mine by right.
Dropping frames again, are we?
It might be
Or is
going... It might be
is
going...
my internet just struggling?
Not sure. It might be going a little bit slow just because we're in a dungeon that has, like, a lot of animations going on.
Yeah, my frames are struggling on my end, so
Yeah. That might just be it.
I think so. Oh my god, yeah, Little Shrimp keeps aggroing stuff.
Yeah, that's an interesting strategy for a DPS to have.
Obviously, they want me to do bigger pulls, but
Yeah. That's an interesting way to communicate that.
yeah, like, almost like you could use your words instead.
Yeah, you can use your chat and be like, hey, I think we can do bigger pulls, because I think we can all, like, handle that, blah, blah, blah.
So on that, maybe I'll just make the next boss spin around and around and around.
Yeah.
See how they like that.
Do you think they forgot that they're a ninja and not a tank class?
Oh my god, they are just going.
Yeah. They've got places to fucking be.
God, there's still one around. Sorry, I really thought I had them all.
Oop. Didn't mean to do that.
Ah.
Another mini boss fight time?
Yep.
Ooh, big guy. The governor.
What buffs do you have as a ninja?
Any class can tank if they believe. Yeah, I guess that's what we're doing. I gotta make sure my DOTs stay up. We did it! Yeah, I think he's, like, eating food that's giving him specific buffs.
Shrimp. I swear to God.
Buddy! I just now realized that guy has coffins for arms.
Yep.
That's fun.
Making big poles.
This guy's being, like, kind of a dick.
Talking about.
So I know we always calm the healer anyway. But, like, this guy's really not earning himself some commendations.
Oh shit, I should have stopped that.
Yeah, well, we did it. Oh, final boss time. Alright, we're almost free from this asshole. You ready?
Yeah.
Alright. Oh.
Morbid retreat. Okay, so she's gonna turn us around.
Oh, she's gonna turn us around?
Yep.
Aha! I turned myself around and she turned me right side away. Or back to the right side. And there. My DOTs, because I let those slip.
She's going to make us turn around again.
Okay. Oh.
Advance. Oh, never mind.
I leveled up.
Report me for bad language in this game?
What?
They said they were going to report me.
In this game?
Yeah, for bad language.
You didn't even say anything bad.
I said fucko.
Oh. Oh no. Not fucko.
Was that asshole's name? Why can I never find these people to blacklist them?
Repairs should be completed by the time we return to Misery.
Honestly, no idea.
I swear, if I never hear another ghost story, it will be too soon.
See, that was a really fun dungeon, but god, what an asshole.
To God, like, what's the point?
There was
I made
no
a perfectly polite request.
Yeah. Like, you were doing your job with no problems.
And, like, their comment about they're treating me like I'm stupid. I know what mitigation is.
Yeah.
Your comment makes no sense. You use mitigation on big pulls and bosses.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, no one else seemed to have any problem with the size of your pulls. So, like... And why does he need that many buffs that he's probably getting from food and or potions in that one specific dungeon?
Honestly.
Yeah. Like, it...
Learn how to play the fucking game, dipshit.
Yeah, like, there's no purpose. If you want to speedrun it, grab your friends that are all, like, level 90 and unsync it. Oh, this place is really pretty.
Oh wait, my stream is not working anymore. Hang on.
Try refreshing your page?
You might want to check something on your end, Katie.
Yeah, I'm looking at my stream settings now. It keeps telling me encoding overloaded, which I have yet to figure out what that means or how to fix it.
Yeah.
But my internet says it's good. My kilobytes per second is green.
You're frozen.
Well,
on my end, anyway.
Well, I'm not moving.
No, I mean we're frozen in the final boss fight.
Oh, even after reboot or refreshing it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I keep refreshing it and it's still.
Let me look in my settings here.
Oh, you got the comm, I see now.
Yeah, I got a comm. I don't know from who. Output.
Well, it's progressing now, somewhat. Slowly. I think. Yeah. Yeah, we're dropping frames like crazy, though.
Yeah. It does say I am currently dropping frames.
I think my stream is caught up to you now.
Yeah, I'm on the docks at, Kugane?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I guess I'm looking at the, cutscene that takes place after the Siren Song, see?
Yeah. Encoder preset. Let's try that. Try nobody says you use faster encoding preset. Oh. Let's try apply. Okay. Let's. Whoop, there we go. Okay. Let's see how that does. Let me know once it kind of catches up to you. Yeah, I am still a Sprout. I think Alyssa has lost her Sprout because you've done Endwalker, right?
Yeah. You lose it when you start Endwalker. I'm sorry, it is not progressing much.
Oh no. Oh boy. Consider turning down video settings or using a faster encoding preset. Okay. Let me go back into those settings. Okay, I'm gonna try going for a bit and see kind of how it does.
Here. Hey, Nikki.
Oh.
How are you?
Doing
We
good.
can barely hear you, but...
There you are.
There you go. We just had somebody say they were going to report me for foul language.
Well, obviously they haven't heard me fucking talk yet.
Yeah, we just ran a very fun dungeon with a real asshole of a second DPS.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like, for some reason they were loading up on all these buffs, and then Alyssa wasn't pulling fast enough for them, so they would run off screen, grab more enemies, and bring them back to us.
Yeah.
Like a personal problem.
Yeah.
And I said, wait for tank, please.
And then they took offense to that.
They took so much, for some reason, they're like, use your mitigations. I'm like, motherfucker.
So, Shadden 555, a couple of us are still Sprouts. I have an alt that is not, Yume is not, but Bran is.
Yeah, I'm running through this game for the first time. So all of this is new to me, except for a few things that I've been mildly spoiled on. But as far as I am aware, everyone's only telling me things that are funny and nothing that is actually relevant.
We do our best to give you the most out of context stuff.
I appreciate
welcome.
this. It's working so far. Because I have no idea what's going to happen.
Congratulations. We're being so secretive, doing such a good job at it.
Alright. I'm gonna keep going and kind of see how stream decides to go. Because I've taken it down to a different preset. So I'm gonna
I should see
just
what happens.
Yeah. Alright.
It's still... Yeah, Secret of Place says frames are still worked on my end.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're kind of frozen from where I'm viewing it, but...
Yeah, sorry.
I mean, it's not y'all's fault.
I
I'm just
know.
not sure why it's doing that. Hang on one second. I'm gonna check one little thing here and see what...
We'll just call it Friday the 13th magic.
Oh, yeah. It is Friday the 13th. We can blame that for everything. Hang on, I'm gonna put up a really quick
Everything that
BRB
goes
screen.
wrong, it's because it's Friday the 13th.
Yeah! So it says I am connected to the internet on our main network.
Oop. The extension?
Yeah, the main network, not the extension.
Maybe you should switch to the extension?
Oh no, the extension's been having more problems.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of things, like my PlayStation downstairs, does not connect to the extension right now. So... And, like, a bunch of other things are having problems with it. I don't think my PC would want to connect to the extension. And I also feel like swapping that would, really fuck up the stream. But, let's see how this goes for a little bit. Because I know if we're needing to reset the extension router, because it doesn't even want to connect to anything. But that would require resetting our main router to reconnect it. So we're going to do that tomorrow morning before the Fable stream.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Alright. So we're now in Kugane. Oh, and I do apologize for the unforeseen difficulties which befell us during our journey. Needless to say, your assistance in overcoming them was much appreciated. Oh, and I'm gonna just take these, because those are worse than what I have. Oh, I got an achievement. Alpha no.
Hang on. Screenshotting all the things that this idiot said.
Yeah, screenshotting a lot of, like, the conversation, will do well to kind of report that person. Because, my god. Alright, so I didn't realize it was autoplaying, so I did lose what Alphina said, but... Duly noted, brother. I shall take care not to enjoy myself. In any event, Doma is our final destination, and our first order of business should be to secure passage there. Captain Carvalane, I realize you pledged only to take us as far as Kugane, and I have no desire to change the terms of our agreement. I should, however, be interested to know how you would go about reaching Authard were you in our position. At the risk of stating the obvious, you are in a port. Surely there is a kind and generous soul here who will aid you for the right price. You cannot be the first traveler seeking passage to Doma. The captain makes a good point. 'Tis like that Yugiri and Gosetsu were forced to come here for the self-same reasons we were. They must have found a way to Authard, assuming they are not still in the city. Ere we seek passage, mayhap we should first seek our friends. Leave it to me, Alphino. Making friendly inquiries is my specialty. Lest you forget, I got plenty of practice in Ishgard. Captain Carvalane, would you direct us to the nearest tavern? Desperate for a drink, are we? You may find one in that large building just beyond the pier. Whether your journeys have come to an end or are about to begin, the Shiokaze Holstery is an ideal place to rest, relax, and reflect. Or so they say. And with that, my dear Scions, I bid you farewell. As soon as we have replenished our supplies, we must away. Ours was ever a fast-moving business. The spice trade, you mean? But of course, surely you did not think I traveled halfway around the world and delivered you to your destination solely out of the kindness of my heart. Perish the thought. Thank you, Captain, and may the Navigator watch over and keep you. Right then, to the holstery? After you. Alright, bar time.
By the 12. I thought Ishgard remarkable, but this... We are certainly not in Eorzea anymore.
A tavern is a tavern, Alphino, here or anywhere else. Now, if you'll excuse me, it's time to do what I do best.
Oh, 1,000 pardons, my lady. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn, I presume.
Oh, there he is.
I hope your voyage was not too trying.
And you are...
She got there.
I didn't realize Nikki was in this cutscene.
Ah, yes, of course. Forgive me. Hancock
I'm here.
of the East Aldenard Trading Company.
In there.
On behalf of Chairman Lolorito, I bid you welcome to Kugane and invite you to take refreshments at our local offices.
Lolorito? I was aware his interests extended
My little
beyond the
man.
borders of
My
Eorzea,
favorite little
but not
guy.
so far as Kugane. Regardless, I am disinclined to accept the hospitality of grinning merchants, especially those who serve a master with whom we have such a difficult relationship.
My, such naked suspicion. I do hope that business with the Crystal Braves did not rob you of all faith in your fellow man. Or do you really think the chairman is plotting to drag you into another one of his grand schemes?
What was I doing?
I beg your pardon? If you are trying to win my trust, you are failing quite spectacularly.
Oh dear, have I offended you? Once again, I must apologize. Too much time in the Far East, you see. One is compelled to talk in circles round everything here, and one finds oneself longing for the invigoratingly candid speech of the Uldan markets. Though I see now that this was neither the time nor the place to indulge said longing. Might I suggest that we continue this conversation with the company offices? Too many eyes and ears here, you understand. It would be decidedly reckless to say any more.
If I may favor you with the invigorating candy you apparently crave, it would be decidedly reckless to follow a man I neither know nor trust. Give me one good reason why we should accept Lord Lolorito's invitation.
Well, there's the young diplomat I was told to expect. Very well then, I shall explain. You understand that you are come to a most reclusive and secretive nation, yes? One whose borders are closed to foreign trade save at this single port. Then it should come as no surprise that a great many parties have vested interests here. Merchants like myself are a given, of course, but for every one of us, you may be certain there is also an agent of a foreign government. Many notable nations and empires have embassies here, you know, including, of course, the Garlean Empire, with whom you have such a difficult relationship.
To paraphrase, Kugane is teeming with Imperial spies. One or
It's a cute little outfit. What's that? Oh.
Something to that effect, yes. Beneath this veneer of bustling trade, a war for supremacy is being waged between world powers. One might say we were standing on the front lines, just not in public.
I still have my doubts, but he may have a point. I say we accept his invitation for now.
Oh.
Hmm?
You're listening to Hancock talk.
Yeah.
And now you know why I also call him
my
Ozzy
God.
Osbourne. Oh my god.
Nikki's just here. Standing behind Hancock is the other Hancock.
But yeah, now you know why I call Hancock Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
It all makes sense now.
I understand.
He's just a funny little guy.
He's just a funny little guy.
Oh no.
You having fun there, Nikki?
Very much so.
Beautiful. Yeah. I'm gonna go talk to the other Hancock for a second.
My twin, my evil twin.
Which one of you is the evil twin, are you sure?
That'd be me, actually.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Also, I do appreciate that your Hancock is level 69.
Yes, I haven't changed it.
Nice.
Nice!
I stopped fucking around with, like, Summoner specifically for this reason.
You're so fucking smart.
Thank you.
Okay, what's the other Hancock have to say? And you must be Bran Holschwert, slayer of gods, rider of dragons, savior of Ishgard, stealer of pants, if some of the more puzzling rumors are to be believed.
Stealer of...
I don't remember what part that's from. I knew it. May I say what an honor and a pleasure it is to make your acquaintance, my lady. I just know you and I are going to get along famously. Now then, without further ado, allow me to escort you to the company offices. This being your first visit to our fair city, I shall make an effort to point out various landmarks along the way. If you would be so good as to follow me. I'm just gonna follow, the other Hancock. Hancock's just leading me over to Hancock. There she goes. Alright, everyone, if I could have your attention, please. You are now standing in Tenkonto. Loosely translated, the name means Spire of Drifting Souls, which, as some of you may have deduced, makes reference to the Aetheryte which stands over yonder. The design is markedly different from those of Charlie, and yet I trust its function is identical? A diplomat and a scholar, will wonders never cease? Far Eastern Aetheryte technologies have a long and storied tradition, I assure you. This particular example was constructed by the Oni Shishu, a collective of skilled craftsmen who guard their ancestral techniques with the utmost secrecy. In short, you'll find it no less reliable than its Western counterparts. A tune, if you like. Boop. Aetheryte time. Oh, it's very pretty. Hang on, I'm gonna go... Whoop. There we go. I'm gonna go tune. Alright.
By the way, there's one that you should not forget. It makes your life easier.
What?
It's this way.
Alright. Ah. Thank you. Alright, let's go back to the other Hancock.
One.
The other one. Beautiful though it may be, we cannot spend all day staring at the aetheryte. Come, come, let us move along. The markets are next. Oh, summoning bell. I wonder if my boys are still on their ventures. Oh, they got 5 minutes. We have arrived at the largest shopping district in Kugane, Kugane Dori. Kugane, as you are doubtless unaware, is an ancient Hingan word for gold, so in this prosperous port where golden fortunes are made, lesser fortunes, or kogane, are earned by the local merchants. Oh, thank you for the follow, Eric demands.
My brother!
Oh! Nice!
That's Eric!
I just read the name and I was like, yeah. I was like, wait a minute.
I love how slowly you read that, too.
I was like, I have to make sure I'm, like, separating this out correctly, because it's only, like,
Eric,
one line.
Eric, duh man.
Eric, duh, mans. I was like, I can't fuck this up.
Yeah,
I always do, my best comedy work when my brain tells me, you can't fuck this up. It does that when I'm drunk sometimes.
That's mi hermano.
Ah. Alright. It's all quite logical once you learn the language. Heh heh heh. Now you're beginning to speak my language. Oh-ho, a kindred spirit. What a pleasure it is to meet a young lady who appreciates the value of hard-won coin. Hancock of the East Aldenard Trading Company. You're with clients today? Why, if it isn't Master Caton. Pray allow me to introduce you to my esteemed guest, but recently come from distant Eorzea. This kind and generous soul supervises all transactions here in Kugane Dori. Your sincerity is ever appreciated. As he says, I am Caton of Hakuchi clan, and it is my honor to serve as overseer of these markets. As we receive many foreign visitors in Kugane, we accept all manner of currencies. Rest assured, your Eorzean guild are welcome here. I invite you to peruse our wares at your leisure. Shopping district unlocked.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's not. Lies. Oh, lies and slander? Alyssa, are you telling lies?
That is the prettiest elf I have ever seen. Hello?
Alyssa, are you slandering our chat?
I'm being gaslit?
Chat, are you gaslighting Alyssa?
I'm being gaslit.
Alright. Arms, armor, foodstuffs, potables. Here we will find all of them and more. Do they still have, like, a few minutes left on ventures? Half tempted to just sit here for, like, a second. I don't know where,
I'm still trying to get all these achievements.
Yeah, how is that going for you?
Well, I've gotten the level 11 through 20 achievements for miner and botanist. I'm working on it for fisher now, which fortunately you don't need to do as much for.
That's good. Alright, after I talk to
And I've already
Mankind
found a
this time,
good
I should
fishing
have
spot.
Retainers back. Good. Did I die? Are we still here? Is the stream still up?
It looks like it's still up to me.
Oh, never mind. Oh,
I see the Ethernet spinning in the background.
oh okay. Alright, good. I'm reading chat, but chat's on like a 30 seconds off from what I'm actually doing. So sometimes I don't know what they're... Oh, I think just went red for a second there. Okay, looks like we're good. Okay, cool. If we may pause here for a moment. This road leads to the Aegean Guy, the districts in which Aegean, or foreigners, are permitted to reside. So this is like the housing district?
It's
I
like,
guess
it's
so.
it's like the business row.
Oh,
Welcome
okay.
to Wall Street.
Oh, neat. Would this also be where the foreign embassies are found, including that of a certain empire?
Yes.
Precisely. So you see, it would not be at all unusual to cross paths with one of our Garlean cousins here. With this in mind, I would encourage you to choose your words carefully. We would not want any physical altercations, after all, such spats being strictly forbidden. The Sekisei-gumi punish breaches of the peace quite severely. I have seen foreigners permanently exiled for a single violation, though to be fair, this is not common. More often than not, they are executed on the spot. Oh, that's better. What? Cut down and then and there? You're joking, right? Would that I were, but alas, these samurai are a humorless lot.
In other words, no violence unless you're a samurai.
No violence. Only state violence.
Exactly.
Hang on, we already did that in Ishgard. We've seen this plot line.
That's true, but this is a different flavor.
Oh, okay, yeah, I was talking about Alyssa's laughter when she was cackling. Okay. Yeah, we already did this in Ishgard, the state violence little plot line.
That's why he asked if we died. Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. So we're good. Why, I recall one instance when a foreign merchant in his cups dared lay hands upon a Hingan aristocrat in front of a Sekisei-gumi. The samurai cut him in half with a single stroke. I don't even want to think about that. So, as you see, it would behoove you to behave. Failing that, we may be forced to part ways with one another, or you with yourselves, in the manner of the late Teleji Adeleji.
Oh yeah, you know who he works for, right?
Yeah, he already said he works for, Lolorito. That's why Alphino was like, I actually don't want to go get lunch with you. And he was like, but you have to.
Trust me, you want to get lunch with me.
He was like, no, you want to. Trust me. This is your best option. Oh, how I amuse myself, but we must carry on. I have yet to show you the Garlean consulate. Maybe one day I'll learn how to read.
Professional.
And down this way. Oh, that's right, I have new bard quests.
Ooh.
But I think I have to go back to, my bard friend to go and take that quest, and that's a long way away.
Very long way away.
Yeah. Maybe I grab that between streams and do that, maybe a little bit during streams.
I was gonna say, wow, my thought just completely left my head.
Yeah, you know, it's like I always say, dead silence.
Yeah.
everyone's so mean to me tonight.
We love you.
You guys, my brother.
It's a rough night for Alyssa. Had to deal with some asshole in a random fucking dungeon. Then you have to deal with all of us.
I think we might be worse.
Like, listen, the dungeon ended. We all left the dungeon. You're stuck in here with us.
You can't leave us.
This was my idea too. Twitch, you don't understand. 103 Ghouls was my idea.
You started 103 Ghouls, and then you were like, it'd be cool. Yeah, maybe one day I'll be able to read, but not today. You started
Not
103
today.
Ghouls, and then you were like, hey, we should try Twitch streaming. And I was like, I literally have a machine that can stream on Twitch. And now we're here.
Now we're here.
Now we're here. Now we live here.
Now we live here.
I'm
I'm so proud of all of us. Anyway.
Honestly, we've been doing very,
Same.
very well.
We have.
Yeah.
Actually, legitimately, we have.
Yeah. Like, we haven't even been streaming for a whole year, and we're well over halfway to affiliate status.
And, guess how many fish from level 11 to 20 waters in Lenoska I've caught?
How many?
69!
God.
Oh, Pockets.
That's just good comedy.
That's good comedy.
That's good comedy. Good job, everyone. Okay, I'm gonna go back to reading cutscenes. Alright.
Good luck.
Thanks. If I know how to read.
This is the cutscene I would be reading.
Welcome back.
If I could read.
If I could read.
You know, Bobby, that would hurt the poisonous animals' feelings a lot if they could read.
If they could read.
Damn it! Why are you funnier than me?
Hancock. Congratulations.
Yeah, I got to the cutscene where he first shows up, and like while the cutscene was playing for me, Nikki snuck up behind Hancock in the scene. So when it ended, there were just two of them. Two of them. And then Nikki referred to the NPC Hancock as her evil twin, and I was like, "Are you sure that's the way that goes?" And she was like, "Yeah, you're right."
Was she wearing like a yassified Hancock outfit at the time?
Sarah, do you even know me? Of fucking course I was.
I didn't hear that.
She just said, "Sarah, do you even fucking know me?" Of course I was.
Yeah, no, he was wearing something slutty, and that's my favorite part.
It was a
It
little
wasn't
slutty.
his sluttiest thing. I was behaving.
She was behaving. It wasn't his sluttiest outfit.
Of course. You know, the one that you like. I think you took a lot of pictures in my apartment. That I walked
There
in
were
on
two
you
of
doing
those.
with tie on.
Oh no, I was not in that one. I was in a different one.
Okay, it's good to know it's a different one.
It's a different one.
It's a different
That one's
one.
special. That one's only for Olwen's apartment.
I like Hancock. Do you want to know why?
Sure.
He's just... I don't know how to say this other than he's just one of my favorite kinds of white guys. Because... like, look at him!
Look at him!
He's just a very particular type of guy.
Yeah.
I think he's very
He's
funny.
swarmy and he's a little stinky, and I like him. I think this is an attribute.
This is a charm point.
No, it's a charm
Also,
point.
I
I
could
fucking
throw
love
him
Hancock.
5 feet.
I always want to call him Handcock.
Yeah.
That's, and has he done the little weird smile thing?
I don't think he has.
You will remember it when you see it.
Okay.
He
No,
smiles
he
like
had to
someone
have. He
who
does it
isn't
in the
used to
first.
having a human face.
If he did,
had-
I must not have like registered that it was weird.
He
I don't
had
know
to
why I
have.
wasn't
He
paying
has
attention.
because I swear he smiles in the first cutscene you meet him.
Because
Oh, okay.
he does like the Final Fantasy equivalent of like a chimp smile to me, and maybe it's just exaggerated.
Where they just like show all their teeth. Oh,
maybe
that's
it's just exaggerated.
exactly
in my
what it
brain.
is.
It's more subtle in the animation style, but like he does smile in a very stupid looking way, and it's really funny.
excellent.
It's particular to his character,
Okay.
so I always remember it because they make sure he looks sleazy and kind of weird.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh, she's so sleepy.
Oh, Miss Saber.
Miss Saber, so sleepy.
So eepy.
So eepy.
Okay. Hey, have you met my other favorite NPC yet? Sorry,
You mean
that's
Zenos?
vague.
That's very vague.
No, you haven't met it. Have you gotten in legal trouble in Kugane before?
Not yet.
Okay, don't worry about it.
Oh!
I feel like
I know
it's only a matter
exactly
of
who
time.
she's. I know exactly who she's talking about now.
Alyssa knows exactly who you're talking about now. She won't tell me.
He's the best!
I did meet the pirate captain guy, and I like
Oh.
him.
I love him. I love him very much. You'll meet
Carvalane.
You like him, Katie?
Entire heart.
He's like the cat from Fruits Basket.
Nikki, I have to leave.
Katie, it was nice knowing
That's
you.
it.
I love you very
That's
much.
the end of the stream. We have to cut it off now. Good night.
Okay, it's fine, Nikki. I've taken plenty of pot shots at you. You can take pot shots at me.
I cannot remember the last time you took a pot shot at me.
Don't worry
Do
about
better.
it. It's fine.
Do better.
Okay. I'll do better.
Make me feel something in my empty soul, Katie. Come on.
Good lord.
I was mostly referring to the fact that I've made jokes about Pikachu over like several of the other Final Fantasy
Oh
streams
my
that you weren't
fucking
even
God,
in here.
no, that's the thing I'm sensitive about.
Here's the thing. Pikachu has, like, broken fucking containment.
Yeah.
Like, it's made its way into other chats I'm in.
Oh, no way.
Very sorry. But it did happen.
Nikki, I'm so sorry.
Oh.
You gotta be kidding. Are you serious?
That's why you're never allowed to do anything funny in front of me, because a bunch of people you don't know will find out about it.
Yeah.
That's the scary part. Or even worse, I posted on Twitter where you guys follow me and a bunch of people you don't know.
Yeah.
I have an audience. Somehow.
I'm still so upset about the Pikachu thing. Not like genuinely, mind you, but like, what the fuck was my mouth to brain ratio
Who's in the
doing
chat
that day?
today?
Alyssa's brother, and I actually do not know
Oh.
if we personally know this
I
person.
don't know. Hey, Eric. TPK.
Gunter now knows how to TPK the most effectively.
Good
It's
for
gonna
him.
be fun.
Good for
I
Gunter.
have combat screens for Journey to Midnight that I have not been able to use yet, that I'm looking very much forward to being able to use.
Oh, I'm so excited about that.
I'm just saying. Alright, I should probably talk to Hancock now.
Okay, I believe you.
Yeah.
Go talk to Hancock.
We
All
let
right.
Katie read.
Alright. This, as you may have surmised, is the consulate of you-know-who. Mark the guards at the gate. Are their uniforms not different from those you have seen in the West? Were you to travel far and wide, you would find that many such variations exist, often inspired by local designs. All of which goes to show that even a massive empire seeking to rule all of creation is not without artisans. There is oh so much more I could speak of, the soothing waters of the onsen, the ephemeral delights of the pleasure district, but you are doubtless still weary from your long sea voyage. Let us retire to the company offices. Ah, there he is.
Hancock has the potential to be the most terrifying NPC in the game.
Oh?
Look at him.
Yeah. At long last, we arrive at our destination. May I present you to our humble offices? We have much to discuss, so I will refrain from further prattle. Come, come, right this way.
Our thaumaturgist took great pains to ward these walls against all manner of surveillance.
I
Where
stretch.
business dealings are concerned, we do not compromise on confidentiality. You may avail yourselves of these offices for the duration of your visit. Come and go as you like, and know that you may speak freely here.
Your offer is most generous, but I will not enter into any agreement which would leave us beholden to you or your master.
A legitimate concern. Allow me to clarify then. The chairman bids you consider this as an expression of his heartfelt contrition for the bloody banquet and the unpleasantness which followed. Never having been one to put stock in words alone, the chairman deems the provision of material aid to be a more appropriate demonstration of his sincerity. By sheer coincidence, your purpose here also happens to coincide with our own interests. That is, assuming you are come to aid the Doma Liberation Front.
How could... I will not bother to offer a denial. You have the right...
Hang on. I know that handle too.
Come in search of our far eastern allies, Yugiri and Gosetsu.
I know that. I know that guy. Michael?
The Auri
Oh?
and the Rugadin samurai. Then you will be pleased to know that they have
Not the Michael in our chat, but
Are you sure?
my brother's friend, Michael.
Oh.
quite.
Hello.
You.
I vanish. Goodbye.
However, they encountered
Goodbye, Nikki.
Is this Elden Ring?
This
I think it
Elden
would
Ring.
be really funny if I were to try playing Elden Ring, because I would be really bad at it.
Maybe that's what will replace Fable: The Lost Chapters when we finish it.
We would never play anything else because I would never get through Elden Ring.
We are here in Kugane, the sole open port of Hingashi, situated on her western coast.
I'm pretty sure that's who I think it is. I remember that handle from the Xbox days.
In Yansha. Therefore, if your friends are to reach Doma, they must first cross the Ruby Sea. Alas, this is easier said than done, as the Ruby Sea does not fall within the dominion of either Hingashi or Doma, being controlled since antiquity by a third party, namely the Confederacy. Said maritime collective is known for the consummate skill of its sailors, and for demanding that any vessel entering its waters pay a toll referred to as the Ruby Tithe. In exchange, the Confederacy's vast fleet guarantees the safety of those who travel within its territory. Now, as I'm sure you are aware, Garlemald conquered Doma some 25 years past, at which time the Empire saw no value in controlling the Ruby Sea, and thus did they turn a blind eye to the activities of the Confederacy. The recently appointed acting Imperial Viceroy of Doma had other ideas, however. She has formally condemned the Confederacy and declared that any who recognize their
God, I'm so
authority
close to this
should be
achievement.
branded enemies of the Empire.
I believe in you.
Bowing to this pressure, Hingashi severed ties with these toll takers and forbade the payment of the Ruby Tithe, prompting the Confederacy to make it known that any merchants choosing to sail the Ruby Sea would do so at their peril.
wonder they struggled to secure passage to Doma. What captain would risk such a journey given the circumstances?
I'm told your friends were not so easily deterred from their course, but I know not whether their persistence bore fruit.
I say we follow in Yugiri and Gosetsu's footsteps and attempt to secure passage to Doma for ourselves. We will need to cross the sea in any case, and we may learn something of their whereabouts in the process. And should we find that they are still in Kugane, we can make the journey together.
In that case, I have some information which may be of use to you. No quid pro quo, I assure you. The chairman was most insistent that I aid you to the best of my ability.
Oh, there it is. There's the creepy fucking smile.
You got there, huh?
We found it. Alright. Though I am reluctant
I feel like Sarah's description of it is pretty apt. Like,
yeah, as with many things, she's correct.
What did she call it? A chimpanzee smile?
Yeah, it's the way, like, chimpanzees smile, where they just show all of their teeth. Alright. Though I am reluctant to take any action whatsoever that could be construed as placing ourselves in Lord Lodorito's debt, we must avail ourselves of what means are available. Our Ala Mhigan allies place their faith in us, and I do not intend to disappoint them. Alright. Boop. I get a present! Nice! There we go. It would seem inefficient for us all to venture out together in search of information on Yugiri and Gosetsu's whereabouts. Agreed?
Oh, I remember now.
Oh, you remember what the present is?
Yeah.
I gotcha. Agreed. We need to cast our net wider, split up and pursue all available avenues of inquiry. But for to coordinate our efforts effectively, we'll need to establish a working base of operations here. Indeed, Tatani would seem best suited for the task of organizing our supplies and procuring new ones. While she attends to that, we four can begin our search by questioning the individuals Hancock identified. Alice and I will take those in the southern districts of the city, and you two can take those in the north. In anticipation of such an eventuality, I took the liberty of preparing some few sketches of Yugiri and Gosetsu during our voyage. Oh, that's right. Alfino is just, like, canonically an artist. Oh my god, those are good. Holy shit, dude.
Right?
Wow, Yastrola warned me that you were a bit of an artist, but these are great. They'll definitely come in handy. Looks like it's you and me, Bran. Let's step outside and talk about where to start.
Oh, and you can't forget the detail that he learned how to draw to impress girls.
Yeah, I do remember that part. Alright, lease. Wow, Alfino's sketches are so... I don't know how to put it, but they're very... Well, see for yourself. You may view Alfino's sketch at any time during this quest by using the relevant item in the key items menu. I'm just holding his sketch.
Yep.
Wait. Yugiri and Gosetsu sketch. In case I forget what they look like. It looks more like them than they do. Honestly, you can make a living doing this. Sorry, no time for distractions. Why don't we start by visiting Karaku at the Sen? That was it. Oh, I don't think this is the direction I'm trying to go. Maybe it is. Let's see. Aha, summoning bell. Cool. How are my boys?
Are your boys? What did they bring you?
So Robin brought a spring skirt, which is a little glamour item. Oh, that's really cute.
Would look
Dye
cute
that and
on
make it very
her.
fun.
That would look very cute on her.
Oh yeah, I can make that into a fun little glamour. Alright, so Robin's back out. How's Genro? He brought me the summoning bell.
Yeah, you can put that in either a free company room or an apartment.
I didn't know they could do that.
Yeah! New housing items. Just wait till one of them brings you an entire couch.
I mean, one of those brought me, like, bathroom tiles.
Yeah! That's how you know it's love.
The bathroom tiles? Oh my god. Alright, where am I trying to go?
Questions only you can answer.
Where am I going? I'm gonna talk to
Do
people.
any of us really know where we're going?
Do any of us truly know? Okay, I'm gonna grab, like, side quest thingies eventually. But if they're not, like, 8th or current ones, I'm gonna leave them for a little bit later.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Oh, I accidentally accepted this one. Skip, 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 skip. Alright, cool. Oh, this one I just have to look at the, like, clan hunt things. Veteran clan hunts. Wow. Okay. Okay, so that's just gonna unlock the rest of them, and I will do that later. Oh, I just realized what level I am in Bard right now.
Nice.
There you are.
I said, oh.
Oh, okay. It must have cut out exactly when you said that, because I just got, like, silence on my end, and I was like, oh, man. Aha, there's the Aether Shard. Boop. Come one, come all. Burns, cuts, embarrassing rashes. There's not that the mystical waters of the Bokaisan hot springs cannot heal. Oh, what is that in your hand? You seek this Aura and this Rogadin, do you? 1,000 apologies, but I cannot help you. It is against our policy to divulge information regarding patrons past or present. Please, we came all the way from Eorzea to find our friends. We have our reputation to consider, miss. Men and women from all walks of life come here in search of rejuvenation, body and soul. They seek privacy and discretion, and we have ever honored their wishes. Only the Sekiseigumi may demand otherwise. I am sorry, but there is naught I can do. I suppose we'll just have to ask someone else then. What about that woman who runs the hostelry? Kotokaze, was it?
Hostelry?
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 Hostelry? Maybe?
Words.
Yeah. Like, I have a fairly decent vocabulary. I'm learning a lot of new words in this game.
Yeah.
Oh, it's in here. Welcome, traveler. Can I interest you in some rice wine? Exceptional quality, delivered but the other day. Can I interest you in a sketch? Ah, an Ari shinobi and a Rogadan samurai. If I may, I would answer your question with some few of my own. If I speak of that which you know, Eugene, be not offended. You are familiar with the situation in the lands across the Ruby Sea? The doomed rebellion after 2.5 decades of quiet? I see, and you are familiar with the ways of Hingashi, how we elect to stand apart and support no cause but our own. Indifferent and callous, some may call us, but pragmatism is essential if a humble island nation such as ours is to survive. But we are not fools. Complete isolation is impractical, and so Kugane is open to Eugene, and we are equally hospitable to all. Or if I must speak more plainly, yes, I can help you, but if I do, I must also oblige the ones who ask after you. Are you willing to accept this fair and equitable treatment? If anyone comes looking for this, tell them whatever you like. As you wish. The two individuals of whom you speak did indeed come here. They saw passage across the Ruby Sea. A few ships are willing to make the trip at the moment. Nevertheless, I made several introductions on their behalf. That was the extent of our interaction. I'll provide you with the names of the captains if you like. You've been a great help, Mistress Kotokaze. I'll be sure to come back for that wine sometime. We would welcome your custom, miss. We should question these captains as soon as we can. You take the first 3, I'll take the rest, and we'll meet back here when we're finished. All right? Good luck. Let me see here. Okay, yeah. So I think I go this way to get over there. Oh, there's like stairs in here, aren't there? Hang on. Aha! Stairs. I know how to read maps. Just like I know how to read. Ah, I have to go down there. But how? Oh, I know how. Perfect. Yes, a Rogan gentleman did approach me. He wanted to charter a ship to take him across the Ruby Sea, the mad devil. I sent him away, like all the others before him. The woman? Nay, I know her not. So they also split up to look for a captain. You asked me if I have seen this Alri woman and this Rogan samurai. The woman is unknown to me, but the man is not. He was for Doma, but I could not help him. We travel solely between here and Razat Han. It would be an unreasonable detour. Did I need to be up there? I hope not, because I don't know how to get back up there. Oh, maybe it's just up here. Okay, I kind of want to see if I can, like... Nope, darn. Hang on. Nice. Got a sightseeing log. Cool.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Ah, I did have to go over here. I didn't need to jump off when I did. Boop, boop. Passengers? No, we no longer offer that service. Too much trouble. Now we only transport goods. I told this to the samurai and sent him on his way. The woman? Ha, if it is women you seek, the pleasure houses have plenty. No, we're kind of looking for, like, a specific woman.
Yeah.
Neat. Alright, down we go. And there's Lise. How did it— oh, never mind. Judging from the look on your face, you didn't have much better luck than I did. Oh, I get to keep the sketch. It's wall-mounted. Aw, that's going right on the fridge.
Who made that? Your son made that.
My son made that. That's going on the fridge. Well, I suppose we might as well head back to— wait, I just remembered. There was someone on my list I forgot to visit. Gyoto. He's a Namazu fisherman, whatever that means, and a regular here. Maybe we'll find him if we look around. I think I know who I'm about to meet, because I think I've seen him in the little Final Fantasy cookbook. Here he is.
He would be in that cookbook, wouldn't he?
Yeah. It's him and a Moogle that do all the recipes.
Adorable?
Yeah, You really need to look through it sometime. It's really fun. What? Why do you stare? You have business with me? By the 12, a talking fish! Yes, a talking fish. How very observant of you, Eugene. You find me in good spirits, so your rudeness I will ignore this once, but only if you address me again in the proper manner. Sorry, I've never met a... Let's start again. You're Gyodo, right? My name is Lise, and this is Bran. We're looking for some friends of ours. I see. Both these ones I know well. I helped them secure passage across the Ruby Sea. Really? That's wonderful. Could you do the same for us? Yes, this would not be a problem. For you, I could charter a ship this very day. But the journey is fraught with much peril. The fare will not be cheap. Are you sure you can afford to pay? I didn't think to bring any money, but surely Tataru will let us take whatever we need from the Scions coffers, right? We wouldn't be the only passengers, though. Could we take a moment to talk it over with our friends? Yes, but hurry. Our ship must depart under cover of darkness. We shall meet again at sunset on the Tasagari Bridge. Do not forget your fare. Bring many gil, yes. Oh boy. It's about time our luck changed. Alphino and the others will be thrilled. There we go. Alright.
Got really quiet here.
I'm trying to read maps and figure out where I'm going. I'm going here. I found it.
Yeah, Kugane can be kind of confusing.
I mean, it's kind of any, new city area is gonna be confusing. Like, I still get lost in Limsa because I don't live there. Like, Gridania I don't get lost in, and then I avoid going to Limsa or Ul'dah because I get lost there, so therefore I never learn the layouts, and then I keep getting lost. And now we're just adding more places for me to get lost in. Alright. We spoke with a number of merchants and captains at the southern piers. Several recognized Gosetsu and confirmed that he had been searching for a vessel to deliver them to Althard. None, however, made any mention of Lady Yugiri. Yes, it was the very same story for us, and then you'll never believe what happened. So there's this talking fish. So this Gyodo claims to have aided both Gosetsu and Yugiri? How fortuitous. Not the word I would have chosen, Master Alphino. Stupid's what I'd call it. How can you agree to his price without making any attempt to haggle, or even confirming what it was in the first place? Yes, that too was a misstep on their part, but it is not what troubles me most. Gyodo and his brethren are not renowned for their generosity of spirit, rather they are disdained as scheming moneylenders, ever eager to turn a profit from others' misfortune. Everyone else we questioned stated that Gosetsu was alone. Only Gyodo claims to have met both him and Yugiri. I suppose it's just possible that Gosetsu made inquiries by himself and only called upon Yugiri once he'd found a willing captain. But it is equally possible, if not more likely, that you are being deceived. Do not forget that there are parties present in Kugane with agendas which may run contrary to your own. The Viceroy was once a spy herself, as I recall. I should be surprised if she did not have countless agents here in her employ, all eager to prove themselves to their new master, and what better way to do so than by delivering her the heads of foreign insurgents. Fine, you may be right about him, but if Gyoto's working for the Empire, who's to say he didn't try the same trick on Yugiri and Gosetsu? I mean, if he did, he might know where they are, and if he succeeded, they might be in trouble. Anyway, if he holds up his end of the bargain, we have nothing to worry about, will we? But if he tries to betray us, I vote we take him prisoner and punch him until he tells us the truth. I love her so much.
I mean...
Like, she's right.
It's effective.
It'll work. At least I think it'll work. So if it's a trap, we'll spring it and deal with the consequences. I like the way you think. Very well. We should prepare for the worst. Titata will remain here, and I shall follow the three of you at a discreet distance. Once more, I must caution you to avoid physical altercations at all costs, even should Imperial agents attempt to engage you. The Sekisei will not hesitate to clap you in irons, or cut you down. If anything untoward should happen, you are to return here at once. Is that clear? To review, Lise, Bran, and I will meet with Gyoto as planned. Alphino would keep watch from a distance, ready to provide support in the likely event that Gyoto attempts to betray us to the Imperials or whomever else. Should that happen, you and Lise will subdue him, and together we will make our escape. As our actions will surely draw the attention of the Sekisei, we will evade them with Alphino's assistance, and return here with our prisoner. Does that meet with everyone's approval? Of course, these precautions will be for naught if Gyoto does not play us for fools, but we shall see. To the bridge. Oh, I see, Neki logged out. Now there's only one Hancock. It's down there. Oh, okay. It's up on the bridge up there. Hey, I notice Alice is glowing here.
Jin. What level do you have ninja at?
Not a high one.
Good luck.
Hello?
Good luck.
Oh boy. Our would-be ally is nowhere to be seen. Make ready, Bran. Something smells fishy. Proceed. Oh, I have to leave you. I'm so sorry.
Oh yeah, you do, don't you?
Yeah.
He's late.
Oh my god, the little waddle.
Yeah, I do think they're kind of cute.
This way, quickly now.
But also, I want to strangle him.
Enough. Where are you taking us? Where is the ship?
I'm not finding any level 25 or 30 mineral deposits in Lenoska. But there must be some because I've mined from 4 of them before. So where are they? And why can't I find them on my gathering logs?
I knew it couldn't be this simple.
Nothing personal, yes, just business.
Then business is about to take a turn for the worse. Come on, let's find a way out of here.
Way
I love
behind.
Lee
What do you...
so much.
Oh. Yeah.
Alright. Okay, so I just have to fight these guys. Oh good, Alphino's here. Hey Alphino, everything's fine.
Nothing bad's gonna happen when Alphino's around.
Yeah, exactly. He's got us. Okay. That wasn't that bad. Okay, I have to read this part. As expected, the Sekisei-gumi have caught our scent. Since fighting them is out of the question, we'll have to wind our way back to the Ruby Bazaar, evading their patrols as we go. That's why you asked where my ninja was. It's level, like, 36. Yep. And I think I just need to do leveling dungeons until I can get it higher level. If they find you, use these smoke bombs to make your escape. Use the smoke bombs to evade the patrols. Be warned that attacking the Sekisei-gumi will result in failure. Oh boy. So I can't go through there. This way is... Oh, what the... What? Am I... Oh, there they are.
Yeah, you're not supposed to fight those guys either.
Yeah, I know I'm not supposed to, but like I was trying to throw a smoke bomb and it wouldn't let me until, Ah, damn it.
Oh no.
Okay, so I need to like really dodge and weave here. Ugh. Okay, cool. I don't see anyone up here currently. I can't go through there. Okay, so I have to go down here. Let's see if I can wait for this guy to, like, turn around, or... Yeah, he's going that way. Cool. Cool. Oh, I don't need to go this way. I have to go through here. Oh, boy. Lots of motherfuckers in here. Maybe this back alley will be good. Nope, darn. I can't go through there, but there's a lot of them over there. Okay. I'm also still trying to remember the, like, where I'm trying to go. I'm trying to go to the Ruby Bazaar, but that's over there. Who the fuck? New friend? Okay, follow this guy. I can do that. Is this just a fucking Ninja Turtle?
Oh. Oh.
Oh.
I know who you're meeting.
Duty complete. We did it! I only had to use, like, 3 of the smoke bombs. That wasn't too bad. He's still just out cold.
Clear the road! Clear the road! You there, Kugane. We seek 4 foreigners. 1, a brutish woman carrying an unconscious Namazu. Have you seen them?
Foreigners, you say? Ah, yes! Very rude they were, making no apology as they barged past.
They went that way, I think. Many thanks, good sir. With me, they cannot have gone far.
All is well. The FFXIV will not return this way for some time, I should think. You are of the East Aldenard Trading Company, yes? Come with me. I know a safer way.
You are returned. And with guests, I see.
Our meeting went about as well as expected. We brought the Namazu who thought to betray us. When he wakes up, we'll see what he knows about Yugiri and Gazetsu.
Well done, you. When I saw the FFXIV out in force, I did begin to worry, but I see my fears were misplaced.
Actually, if it weren't for Soroban, we might not have gotten away.
was my pleasure.
Yet I must ask, Soroban, why would you deceive the Sekisegumi to help us, foreigners of whom you know naught?
Why, out of the kindness of my heart, is what I would like to say, but my motives are not so pure. I chanced to witness your meeting with Hancock at the tavern and saw an opportunity.
An opportunity?
Like many, I came to Kugane as a trader to make my fortune. Kojin of the Red may serve the Empire as mercenaries, but Kojin of the Blue walk a different path. Regretfully, most here would rather not meet our gaze, much less do business. So I seek the custom of those less predisposed to dismiss us outright, namely the East Aldenard Trading Company.
Quid pro quo, is it? Well, there is no denying that we owe you a debt. What say you, Hancock? Will you consider doing business with our entrepreneurial friend here?
Rest assured, Master Soroban, that in matters of trade, the company does not discriminate. We would be honored to hear your proposal.
I promise you will not regret this, good sir. Ah, yes. You sought passage across the Ruby Sea, did you not? I have a ship you can use.
You do? Well then, far be it from us to refuse. You have our deepest thanks.
And you mine.
I'm still annoyed he tried to deceive us, but at least we were prepared for it. Even so, next time we should probably try to avoid running around Kugane in the middle of the night with half the city guard snapping at our heels. Right then, Kyoto should be coming around soon. I think it's time we had a little chat, don't you? Rise and shine, little fishy. I know you can hear me, so stop pretending to be asleep, or I'll give you another ride on my boot. No more boots! All my secrets are yours for the asking. Tell us what you know about Yugiri and Gosetsu, every last detail. And if I find out later that you lied to me... No more lies. The clear, unvarnished truth, you have my word. Only the samurai did I meet. Yes, only him. He asked after a ship, so I provided an introduction to the Garleans. You mean you led him into a trap, as you did us, because you are an Imperial spy. No, I am no spy. It was just business. Fewer ships pass through Kugane these days, and we have struggled to make ends meet. So when the Garleans offered a bounty for any domans found in Kugane... Oh, my mistake. You're not a spy, but a common cutthroat. Not that I'm surprised. You'd need half a brain to be a spy. So what happened to the samurai? Such a cruel, vicious tongue you have. He would not go quietly. No, blades were drawn, men were cut down, and the Sekisegumi came. They took the samurai away. Hold on a moment. You mean to tell me that the Ijin they arrested the other day was Gosetsu? Oh, had I but known. If he's in the custody of the Sekisegumi, I need only see to it that the requisite funds find their way to the right official's hands and your friend will walk free. As it is in Old Da, so it is in Kugane, but given the circumstances, it seems we have no choice but to resort to morally questionable means. We'll make a pragmatist of you yet, Master Alfino. Hey, Hancock's really funny, actually. You're free to wait here while I speak with the relevant official, but if you would rather wait for Gosetsu outside the barracks, we can go together. I wouldn't put it past the Imperials to try something again, so mayhap it would be best if Lise, Bran, and I joined you. Alright, but what about Gyoto? I'll keep an eye on him for the time being. We can release him after your return with Gosetsu. He will doubtless have some choice words to say to the little fellow. Sarabon, mayhap it would be prudent to prepare your ship for our immediate departure. As you wish. Everything is in order? Then let us be off. The Sekisegumi barracks are to the north. Oh wait, hang on, that's like right up here, so I can just go to the 8th grade plaza. Alright. I must ask that you wait here. You may be assured that this will not take long. Oh. Wait. Is it really going to be as simple as he says, do you think? Wait. He said it wouldn't take long, right? Because this feels a bit long to me. Calm down, Lise. Everything's going to be alright. Much as I hate to admit it, I share Hancock's dim view of government officials and their supposed incorruptibility. From what I've gleaned to the Far East, they're probably exchanging lengthy pleasantries. There seems to be a correct way to do everything here, bribery being no exception. I say we leave them to it. Right, Bran? Right. Everything's fine. Probably. I mean, it couldn't be as bad as the last time we stood around waiting for something to happen.
How about you?
Oh my god, what the fuck is he doing?
That was Gosetsu. I'm sure of it. He's in trouble. Lise, wait!
I suppose we should follow her then.
Victory to the samurai! How many is that now? 10 in a row?
Gosetsu!
Oh, this is a surprise! What in blue blazes are you three doing here?
I could ask you the same thing. We've been looking all over for you, and then I suddenly heard you screaming.
would seem there has been a misunderstanding. Allow me to explain.
So, in summary, you started a brawl with some off-duty Imperial soldiers and were subsequently arrested by the Sekisukuni, whom you somehow befriended and convinced to set you free if you could defeat a given number of them in single combat.
10 bouts for my freedom, aye. 'Tis but a pity you came too late to witness the last one.
We need to get Alina to play this game so she can meet this man. This is really important.
Gosetsu?
Yeah.
Yes. Literally everyone who plays this game has sent her the picture of Gosetsu collapsed on the street.
See, I should have sent her that one, but I sent her, like, just regular Gosetsu, like, standing there. And she immediately responded, God damn it.
No, don't worry. I sent her the picture.
Yeah.
The collapsed in Vesper Bay.
We had just concluded negotiations. I gather my assistance was not required.
Granted, I sent her the picture of him just standing there first, and then I sent her the picture.
Oh, okay. Did Hancock already bribe someone while Gosetsu was just out here making friends and winning his freedom in single combat?
No, Gosetsu freed himself, don't worry.
But Hancock just said that he had already bribed someone by the time he figured that out.
So they accepted Hancock's bribe, but they didn't.
But they also already let Gosetsu go!
Yeah!
Oh my god. It appears my cat has disappeared. I don't know where she went.
Oh no.
Oh no. I'm sure she's
Is she
fine.
Is she doing important kitty things, maybe?
Important kitty things, possibly crime.
Possibly. She is a little criminal.
She's a little criminal. Alright. I must apologize that you endured such trials and tribulations in search of me. There is no need for that. You had no way of knowing we would come looking for you. You were after a ship to take you to Doma, yes? It just so happens we have found a willing captain. Truly? What fortune! We will tell you all about it back at the company offices. Alphino and Tataru are waiting for us there. Gosetsu, thank the 12 you are unharmed. As you can see, Master Alphino, I am the very picture of health. You, vile fiend, malevolent trickster! How kind the kami are to grant me vengeance so soon. But first I demand you return the coin you so villainously embezzled from me. You have every right to be angry, good sir. Gladly would I return your coin, had I not been forced to repay certain gambling debts beforehand. Setting that matter aside for the moment, where is Lady Yugiri? Was she not traveling with you? For a time, aye, but we parted ways some while ago to better improve our chances of finding Lord Hien. Lord Hien? Forgive me, I have yet to explain. Lord Hien is the heir to Doma's throne, and our master. His was a passionate voice for the cause of Doman liberation, and when we learned of the Emperor's death, it only grew louder. So you seized upon the opportunity and rose up to reclaim your freedom, only for your hopes to be dashed when Zenos led his army onto your lands. The Crown Prince was a merciless foe. Against him and the might of the 12th we had no chance. Once Lord Hien understood this, he bade Yugiri take to the sea with as many of our people as possible. He, however, would stand and fight that he might have more time to escape. Or that they might have more time to escape. I remained by his side as well, and together we carried on our doomed war, and then one day, in a fierce battle, we were separated. I knew not what became of him, only that he was beyond the Empire's reach, and that to find him, I would need Yugiri's aid. The situation grows more perilous by the day for the new viceroy. Yotsuyu is a black-hearted villainess who delights in the torment of our people. There is naught she would do to not further her pursuit of Lord Hien. Thank you. I believe that makes matters a good deal clearer. It should please you to learn that we are come to aid the Doman Liberation Front in resuming their efforts to overthrow their imperial oppressors. They'll allow me to join you. My inquiries here bore no fruit, hence my desire to return to Authard. Once there, I can lead you to our headquarters in Yanxia, where we shall all be reunited with Yugiri. Mayhap not all, Alphino's talents would seem better applied here in Kugane, working close with Tataru and Hancock to feed us intelligence. There's a Garlean embassy just down the road, after all. While I appreciate the vote of confidence, I should be glad to accompany you all as a soldier in the field, so to speak. Come now, brother, a competent commander assigns his soldiers to tasks best suited to them, as you of all people should know, and you are so very good at espionage and intrigue. For we must all serve, each in our own way. Very well, it would seem my place is here. Aw.
He can't swim.
Oh. Sorabon is waiting at the pier. Have fun, you lot. Alright. I have been waiting for you, my friends. All preparations have been completed and my ship awaits its passengers. Shall we depart without further delay? After you, my shelled friend. If you insist. With me, everyone. The Ruby Sea awaits. And off we go. Thought I heard Saber.
Confederacy.
Don't
worry about it.
Oh, okay. I'm sure it's fine.
See you in a minute.
I'm sure I will see. Oh, cutscene time, cutscene time.
I remember the water, how it turned crimson in the morning sun. A shimmering sea of rubies, stretching from horizon to horizon. You could almost believe it went on forever. But beyond that red expanse lay a landing town. On the shores of Othar, our Doman brothers struggled in vain.
How wide and beautiful she is, the Ruby Sea, filled with promise and adventure and treasures, many wonderful treasures. Complete. Alright. Boop.
kill that little fish. I'm gonna kill that little fish.
What fish?
The fish you keep talking to.
What,
or are you not speaking with him anymore?
No, I'm talking to Mr. Sauron. He's
Was
cool, right?
it Sauron?
Yeah.
I like Sauron. No, my bad. I thought it sounded like you were still talking to the fish for a second to me.
No, I think we're done with him, at least for the time being. I don't know if he's gonna come back.
Guido, is that his name?
Guido?
Guido?
Guido? I don't know.
Guido, something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Him I hate.
Oh, yeah. You're right to
shit.
do so. Yeah. Now, in order to reach the shores of Othred, you will need to cross the resplendent waters you see before you. However, this is easier said than done. To set forth without making the necessary preparations is to invite the Confederacy to claim your vessel and your life should you resist. But this fate can be avoided by paying the Ruby Tide, thereby earning you the blessing of the Pirate Lords. So, let us go and greet them. Our destination is the Isle to the west. That doesn't look very far to me. Bran, why don't we jump in and swim for it? I've had my fill of boats. An excellent idea. I think you shall find the water to your liking. I will use my ship to deliver those less inclined to the Isle. Does she actually just want to swim it?
Hey, you gotta go swimming.
Oh, I also have to swim it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, she's just out there.
She's just out there.
She's just swimming.
Good luck.
Why are you telling me good luck?
Hope you're good at swimming.
Oh.
I know, little cat girl's not usually very good at swimming.
Yeah, that's fair. Right, this should be easy, and a good way to loosen up before the next fight, whenever it comes. 20 gil says I beat you there.
Really close to unlocking diving, actually.
Nice. I'm very excited for that.
Goodness.
Ah, there you are. I trust you enjoyed yourselves. Follow me, my friends. The one with whom we must speak is a man named Tansui.
Sweet.
I fear you have the advantage of me. Most honorable and esteemed Bran Holchward, I am Tansui, a humble mate who serves the pleasure of the Confederacy's captain. As you are in the company of the Shellback, I presume we have business to discuss. Complete. Nice.
Also, I think my favorite thing about the Kojin, which is what Sauron is, is if you look closely at their design, it looks like their shells are just like backpacks.
Yeah, I noticed that. It's close to a backpack. But I'm not sure if it is or not.
Yeah. Like, it kind of looks like there are straps coming from under it, like...
Yeah. It looks like it's strapped on, but it's also like, if he's a turtle...
Yeah, are you a turtle that can, like, take your shell off? And
yeah, it's fascinating.
More like a hermit crab, I guess?
Maybe it's a hermit crab situation. Alright. You wish to pay the ruby tithe, yes? With your gil, perhaps? It is just as well. Foreign currencies are in demand these days. I would pay for their passage to Authard. Does this sum meet with your satisfaction? The sea has been quite tempestuous of late. I cannot say with confidence that you would reach your destination safely, unless you tripled it. Do you take me for a fool? I know the price, as do all. Alas, we live in interesting times. As you came from Kugane, I should think I need not tell you that. The shadow of war looms. The wise and the cautious shirk our waters and our custom, and the foolhardy sharpen their knives in anticipation. Meaning? Sir, you've got to come quickly. The bastards are at it again. I tried to convince them to stop, but they weren't having it. Very well. I'll be there shortly. A proposition. Your comrades strike me as a worthwhile investment. I would not hear men name me a cat before a koban, so I shall consider their tithe paid, not for what they have done, but for what I expect they will do. I'm not sure what to make of that man, but at least the matter of our tithe is settled, for now. And what was that he and the other pirate were talking about? Maybe we ought to go and have a look. Pirate time, pirate time.
Yeah, they're basically pirates.
They're outright pirates, I'm pretty sure.
Well, they're okay. They are somewhere between mafia and pirates.
Yeah.
Mob pirates?
Sure.
They'll leave you alone.
Oh, yep, this
if
thing's
you
not gonna
pay
leave
the
me
ruby
alone.
tithe.
Yeah, it's some kind of like banditry situation. Which, like, as Nikki has pointed out, I'm not immune to pirates.
You're not.
I'm not. I don't pretend like
Or,
I am.
I guess, or as this game would say, it's probably pirates.
Probably pirates? I'm not immune to probably pirates.
Do like a good pirate.
Exactly. It's not my fault that I really like pirates. It just makes me a genius. Or maybe it's a side effect of being a genius.
We'll call it that.
Yeah. That's what we'll go with.
We'll call it that.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
I'll let you keep thinking it.
Excellent.
Gentlemen, I'm told you were most unreceptive to my associate's requests. I realize you do not look kindly on the Confederacy and her ways, but if you refuse to pay the ruby tithe, your safety in these waters cannot be assured.
Spare me your concern, pirate. Your feeble attempts at extortion will not work on us. You remain at large because we allow it. Because you are such insignificant little pests that we see no need to swat you. But if you wish to risk the ire of the Viceroy, by all means, fire upon an Imperial vessel. Give us a reason to bring the full might of the Gallian Empire to bear against your pathetic fleet.
bastards!
Gentlemen, surely the fact that you have such limitless resources at your disposal gives you all the more reason to spare some few coins for the less fortunate.
All talk, just as I thought. Come, let us away. I have no time for this rubbish.
We're all the same to them, aren't we? Savages to be ruled or slaughtered.
They've always balked at paying the ruby tithe, but they were never so eager to pick a fight. The problem, you see, is that many of my comrades in the Confederacy are of Doman descent, and the acting viceroy, well, she's none too fond of Domans, to say the least. If we take any action to hinder the safe passage of an Imperial vessel, she'll accuse us of attempting to foment rebellion and brand us enemies of the Empire, which we can ill afford to be. Like the man said, we're all torn.
And where did the Kojin stand in all this?
With the winning side, of course. They're mercenaries to a fault, eager to offer their services without coercion. The Shellback could tell you more, though something tells me he would rather not.
Oh. She's got one of her toys. She's actually playing with one of the little, like, plastic balls I got her. I haven't seen her play with those before.
And if so many of you are Doman to begin with, why aren't you willing to fight back?
You think cats do the thing where, like, they want you to think they don't like something?
I think people think cats do that. I think people will be able to think cats do that. I'm not so sure that they really do.
Like, because, like, you know the thing where, like, you give a cat a rule, like, no sitting on, no getting up on the counters?
Yeah, and then they do it when you're, like, not home?
Yeah. You think they only play with certain toys when you're not home just to fuck with you?
I'm not sure, at least I'm not sure Saber would do that, because, like, I think she's aware that if she shows me she really likes certain toys, I'll get more of them. So she plays with the little, like, stuffed, like, mice toys and fish a lot, so I get her more, and then she has more toys that she really likes.
Aww.
Because I love her and I spoil her.
Spoiled little lady.
Spoiled little baby. I don't know where she's gone. She's still in the hallway.
Getting up to some mischief.
Little creature, getting up to some mischief.
Ugh, the beast is demonic in nature. So for Twitch, we were all over at the house that Katie, Gunter, Sarah all live in together for New Year's.
Oh, here she is. Hello.
Yeah.
Do you want up on the desk?
And starting around probably 10 p.m. Saber starts coming down the stairs and just meowing at all of us.
Yeah, because that's about my bedtime when I usually go to bed on, like, work nights.
Yeah.
And she doesn't understand the concept of weekends.
Well, she is a cat. What is a weekend to a cat?
What is a weekend to a cat? So, like, on weekends, she'll also just, like, if I'm not in bed at, like, 10:30, she'll find wherever I am and just, like, meow at me incessantly. That's your tail in my face, thank you. Because it's bedtime and I'm not in bed, but it's bedtime and I should be in bed, but I'm not there. And she's very confused about the whole thing. Cats are very scheduled creatures.
They are, but
she
it was
had a
just
terrible
so...
time during daylight savings because her breakfast was at a different time.
Oh.
And she did not understand it.
But yeah, that was just so funny. She would do this like every 10-20 minutes-ish.
Yeah.
Where she'd come down the stairs and like meow at us like, what are you doing? What are you doing? She'd meow at us for like 2 minutes and then go back up the stairs.
I'm glad she was entertaining to everyone.
Everyone loves that silly little kitty, and...
She's just a baby.
She's such a little baby.
She's such a baby. We were talking about you. You're a baby. Hey. And, now, you'll notice, at Eastern Standard Time, it is about 10:30, which would be my bedtime on a work night. That's why she's come back into my room, and she's so confused. And now she's meowing at me. Because it's bedtime, but I'm still at my desk. But it's bedtime. But I am going to go until probably about 11, and then I'm going to get the last YouTube VOD of my queue uploading, and be able to edit this one if this needs any editing, because I started the recording. So we'll see how that does. Otherwise, I can download it.
Heck yeah.
But yeah. And then I go to bed, and then my cat will stop yelling at me. Oh, welcome back, Secret!
Woo!
Alright, I can go back to reading cutscenes. Also, I just realized my little Thancred minion, since everyone's in, like, knee-deep water, he is completely submerged.
He's drowning.
He's just down there.
Ishola. Out here living my best life. Thancred's drowning in the background.
This ain't about him. Oh my god, okay. I have to read cutscenes so I can see how far I can make it in the next, like, half hour. Alright, what are we waiting for? Come, Sorbonne cannot have gone far. Though now that I think on it, it is passing strange that he left without warning. Mayhap he did not wish to be seen by his Kojin brethren. I doubt he thought to leave us behind, but nevertheless it may be prudent to return to his ship, or at least to the Confederate encampment. Oh, I DC'd for half a second there. Looks like I'm okay now, but oof. It, like, my, character, like, briefly flashed the little disconnected symbol, and I was like, huh? But it seems like I'm okay.
No, that just means you be lagging.
Yeah, I'm having a little bit of lag. It's probably why it's good to stop at, like, 11 and not try to push what all I can do.
We did just have a pretty big server update, so there's a lot more people online.
Yeah, I noticed the, like, players in queue went up from, like, 18, 19 on a normal day to, like, 36 today.
Yeah. Yeah, so, no big deal. It's just people are going to be on doing the new content for a little while.
Makes sense, yeah.
And, also, of course, with every new patch and update, there's gonna be a few bugs.
A few little hiccups, it's fine. Alright. Oh, my friends, 1,000
that's
particles.
actually... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm reading cutscenes.
I know, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say anything important.
You sure?
Oh, yeah.
Alright, I like listening to you.
I was just gonna say that they actually did emergency maintenance last night.
Yeah, wasn't there some kind of, like, really big glitch where, like, people fishing in the wrong places would cause everything to crash or something?
Okay, so that was a really old post that Sarah sent us.
Okay.
That was from 2017.
Oh. Okay, people are just reminiscing about the old glitches.
In Upper Lenoska, yeah. It was fishing in Upper Lenoska would cause the entire server to crash.
You could just ruin everyone's day.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's kind of amazing.
Gotta love technology. Anyway.
Oh yeah, that's the nightmare spaghetti. Someone pulled on the wrong string of the nightmare spaghetti.
What's the story about, I think it's Twitter and a MacBook that somebody, did something with, and somebody unplugged it. They kept it in a closet because, like, it just needed to sit there.
I'm not sure I've heard that story.
So, I'm trying to remember exactly how it goes, but, like, somebody who works at Twitter, I think it was Twitter, had, like, a Mac that, they used to tunnel into something.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day they went in, left it in, like, a closet because it just needed to, like, it was running a program, it was fine, nobody needed to touch it. And then one day somebody goes into that closet, sees the MacBook, and is like, hey, whose is this? And nobody had the answer, so they unplugged it.
Oh no.
And Twitter went down for like 2 hours.
Oh my god. That sounds like the alleged load-bearing coconut in Team Fortress, which I heard had been, like, debunked, but it's still a very funny story that apparently somewhere in the code, allegedly, there was just a PNG of a coconut, and at one point a programmer was, like, looking at it and was like, oh, clearly that doesn't need to be in here, this PNG image is, like, never used as an asset for anything, so they deleted the file for the coconut, and then nothing else in the game file worked. And then they were like, what the fuck? They put the coconut back, and then everything seemed to work fine. And they were like, well, yeah, I guess it just has to be there.
That sounds like one of those scenarios where, like, that specific one never actually happened, but similar ones have.
Yeah, somewhere something has happened where someone, like, took out a random, like, seemingly innocuous piece of a code or a system, and then was like, oh, that has to be there for some reason. Which, I've briefly learned coding in college. It does work exactly like that. Because if you take out, like, one semicolon, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Coding was hard, man. Mad respect to anyone that codes. I'm dropping frames again.
You are.
Yep.
How did you phrase it to me, though? Popsicle sticks and glitter glue?
Yeah, all of my codes, I felt like they were just put together with, like, popsicle sticks and glitter glue. None of it I really felt like I understood exactly what I was doing. I was just piecing together, like, I know how to do this thing, and I know how to do this thing, and somehow I can, like, vaguely connect them, but probably not in the way they're meant to connect. So everything was just held together with popsicle sticks and glitter glue. I had fun programming. I don't want to do it again. Alright, I'm gonna do cutscenes. Oh, my friends, 1,000 pardons. As you may have guessed, I was reluctant to be seen in your company by my red brothers. Ours is a complex relationship. Okay, so this is basically the red and blue Onis of this, that's what they're drawing from the mythology for.
Yeah.
I pray you do not misinterpret their actions as a reflection of our allegiances as a whole. You understand, Kami be praised, too often are shell-less quick to judge as all Kojin for the deeds of one. Right then, now that our business with Tansui is concluded, we can traverse the Ruby Sea without fear. Boop. Boop. What the... Oh. Oh, good. I'm being targeted.
Huh? You're being targeted.
Oh, yeah, there's one of the, like, enemies nearby got too close to me and the other guy talking to this one NPC and interrupted both of us with an AoE.
Oh, no.
So both of us just had to, like, run over, beat this thing's ass, and now we can go back to talking to Soroban.
Mr. Soroban.
Mr. Soroban. I shall return to the
Mr.
ship and
Soroban, my
prepare for our
beloved.
departure. If you have any remaining business to conduct with the pirates here, I pray you do so now. I was considering picking up coding. It's really fun. It's very interesting. It's fascinating. There's a lot of money in it. It's really difficult.
Yeah.
It takes a lot to learn.
I did tell you about my brother's friend from high school who back when the school, our public school, refused to let the students have Wi-Fi on campus.
Yes.
This was back when we were in high school, not college. Colleges are different.
Oh yeah.
But for those who aren't American, so if the school did have Wi-Fi that the teachers could use, teachers and staff, but the students were never given any credentials into the Wi-Fi until like our senior year. And even then, it like the student Wi-Fi never worked. Of course, it didn't.
Of course, yeah.
But anyway, so my brother has this friend who's just Hacker Man. Like, if Hacker Man were a legit superhero, this kid would be it.
Yeah. This is like Hacker Man the backstory.
Yeah. And he would do this thing. He would somehow figure out the credentials into the Wi-Fi. And of course he would spread it to all his buddies, including my brother. So like my brother, his friends, this kid's friends all had Wi-Fi, and the teachers were like, what the heck? How do you have Wi-Fi? So the school kept trying to change the credentials. They would change it like every week, and by the end of the day, the cycle had started again.
He just kept doing it.
He just kept doing it. Last I heard, this kid had worked on the mobile app for Chick-fil-A.
There you go.
So, yeah.
Oh, man. I do like that story. It's a very good little story.
It's like, it's such a simple little story, but like...
It's very simple, but it's also like, hey, that kid's going places.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing now, but I won't be surprised if he's like the next Bill Gates or something.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Or at least gets like a nice little stable coding job that pays very well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna finish up this little text box cutscene. Ah, that reminds me. Bran, would you be so kind as to inform the Confederates of our plans? The more they know of our movements, the less likely we are to be mistaken for another vessel by their comrades. I'm gonna see what this blue quest is over here, because I feel like it might be an Aether Current. Yes. Nice.
I know the entrance to Heaven on High is in that area too, but I don't I don't know when that appears.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember.
Oh, we're dropping some frames again.
We sure are.
Yeah. It is just going down. Oh, there's the 0. And it's staying there.
Oh no. Well, you sound clearer now.
Okay, it's attempting to reconnect, so I just lost the stream for a second.
Ah.
If I get back up, it might be a good time to call it, and we pick this up next time. Attempt 2 to reconnect. I'm connected to the
Sightseeing
Wi-Fi.
log entry.
Come on. Oh, are we back up? Okay, cool. We're back up. Okay, so I think with internet difficulties, it might be a good idea to call this one earlier than others.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off here, and we'll pick this up next time and keep, talking to the pirates.
Yeah, the Confederacy.
Yes.
All right. So you're in Kugane. You're in the Far East now.
Yes.
Which consists of Hingashi and Othard.
Yes.
And you discovered who Carvalane is. I know he's in a lot of side content.
Oh, good.
But,
I'm excited to see him more.
I think he's in a lot of the Culinarian quests, but I think it's Culinarian. I can't remember, but that's the end of our stream. We hope you guys have been enjoying it, watching our content. If you haven't already, go ahead and do us a favor. Hit that follow button here on our Twitch. Then go ahead and check out the links in our Abouts page. We have our Twitter, which we use to post what we're going to be streaming. We have our lovely little calendars up there that Katie makes. Thank you, Katie.
It's what I do.
It's what you do. We also have those up on our Tumblr. I need to get into the habit of cross-posting from Twitter to Tumblr, but
so do I.
But anyway, that is linked on our Abouts page on Twitch, everyone's favorite hell site. We also have our TikTok, which has been popping off, apparently.
I'm really waiting for us to get to 69 followers, because I really want to screenshot the funny number.
Get us to 69 followers on TikTok, Twitch.
I'll upload another one of the clips I have edited tonight once we're off. I think I have lost you again. Oh, am I back? No, I'm not back up. Well, I think this time I also lost the Discord. So that's fun. Well then.